Welcome, everyone, to the first, I believe, of the one-shots for the Jasper's Day week. I am Dungeon Master Sam, and today we have the people who have the, let's say, pleasure of having to deal with an Australian DM. Now, most people will probably be assuming that means that we're going to be having a lot of giant spiders, but as I've been advised by many of my other players, I'm not allowed to use spiders at all, just from sheer overuse. So, everybody, would we like to introduce ourselves? Let's start with, on my screen, Martinius Bernard Foley.
Well, yes, that's what I'll be playing today, Martinius Bernard Foley, but my name is Darcy Smith. I'm from the Swords and Monsters podcast. Check it out at your own peril. But today I'll be playing a bard down on his luck, a sad bard, a pale man with poorly applied black makeup smudged around his face. He's not the life of the party, but he does have some words to say that rhyme on occasion.
Perfect. All right. Well, it's nice to always get a bard in here to mess with the DM's plans. All right. We'll go on to the controller of Rhea. Ash, please introduce.
Hey guys, I am Ashley, or Ash Bard on the interwebs, and I will be playing Rhea, a 3-foot tall, bright, red-headed gnome druid, Circle of the Moon, and she is angry because she is only 3 feet tall, so she starts fights whenever she can to prove that she's much bigger.
Perfect. I know how that feels as both a redhead and as somebody who's the shortest of all my brothers. All right. Jay, I'm probably going to say this character name incorrectly, but Chaki?
Actually, Chaki is right on. So, hello, everyone. I am playing Chaki the Drunk, or the Drunken Pirate. He is a shifter monk of the Drunken Master. So he is he's a human looking, but he likes to sip on the bottle a little bit to gain that power and dodge and run around and hit things and just basically be drunk.
Perfect. Every party needs that vodka uncle.
Mm-hmm.
All right. George as Ma, or is that Matt?
Ma. It is Ma Meldoom. And hey guys, I'm George Goldfeder. I'm from Split the Party, and I'm playing Ma Meldoom, and I am a Blade Singer wizard, Shadar Kai.
Oh.
Went a little bit dark and mysterious.
Well, so long as the black hair dye doesn't leak out into the water, we're good.
Cannot confirm. Cannot guarantee.
All right. We have Laura as Kiz.
Yes. Hi, guys. I'm Laura. I'm playing Kiz. She is a lizard folk cleric wearing a leather dress. She has this necklace with all these trinkets that look like little kids made them, as well as 8 old tattered friendship bracelets on her arm. She's pretty big, strong, tough, but, she's got a little gleam in her eye.
Aww. Excellent. And lastly, we have Chris, who's playing, it's either going to be Alibi or Alibi.
I like the idea of Alibi, to be perfectly honest, because it wasn't me. So, hi, I'm apparently Chris. Today I will be playing a barbarian, because barbarians survived the last game I was in, so I'm going with that one as a piece. I'm also a sea creature, which we'll find out as we go through. At 5'8", very broad, very blue, and would have a blonde hairdo if it wasn't kind of bluish. He's armed to the teeth and appears to be a barbarian of the storm.
Fair enough. That sounds like a very fun party that we're going with. All right. Well, in that case, we are now fully introduced. So like I said, guys, I'm Dungeon Master Sam, and I'm going to be the one who is going to be overseeing this very, very varied party. So, sorry? Nope. Okay. Just hearing my just hearing things. All right, so we're going to be overseeing this very, very varied party. So for all of those of you who are listening from the Twitch page, we have been adding in a few additional benefits to the Tiltify donations. Most importantly, this game is going to be very reliant, or at least we're going to be involving you guys as viewers to kind of mess or help the party as required. There are special benefits and bonuses which can be purchased on behalf of the party members. So, for example, you can purchase the ability to upgrade a specific character's weapons, or alternatively, you can also downgrade them. Now, this particular benefit does go across most of the different aspects of the party's equipment. So you can upgrade and downgrade their actual armor. You can provide them with a special one-use item, I should say. And even more fun and importantly, you guys can also do the same for their various challenges and the dungeon itself. I'm not going to say that we're going to be hitting Tomb of Horror level of difficulty, but if I make my players suffer tonight and manage to catch them off guard, all the better. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, are we all prepared?
I'm ready.
Absolutely.
Chaos.
Let's do it.
Perfect. All right. Well, let's do our mandatory Star Wars-esque introduction, and off we go. So, the continent of Mordark holds many mysteries for the folk of Thoraldan and Esteran. To try and take advantage of the multiple resources and riches of the continent, a transport ship has set sail on the Leaton Sea to resupply the port at Saltbreeze Bay in the nation of Atulwi. However, things take a twist when a freak storm causes impossible ocean conditions, leading to the sinking of the ship while it's within sight of its final destination. So, that is going to be our little introduction, and let me jump into the proper introduction. Sorry, I was in the middle of an assignment when I wrote this, so that's why I have an introduction, then I have the main body, and then we're going to have a conclusion, and it's not going to be good. So, the transport ship is doubled as a passenger ship for those interested to get to the kingdom of Atulwi. You are the only adventurers on board, bar one other, a powerful spell sword warrior simply known as Roland, who has been keeping to himself for the majority of the voyage, only emerging to help deal with any threats the trip may encounter. As the weeks pass, your final destination is finally in sight on the horizon. The captain has barely finished her prediction that you'll be in port by sundown when the ship abruptly jolts. The sky above begins to cloud over, and the ship rocks back and forth as the waves begin to rear higher and higher. The lookout shouts an alarm. Something immense is in the water, bearing down on the ship with an incredible speed. The sailors barely have time to brace for the impact when the dark form abruptly moves under the ship. The ship moves forward at an incredible speed before listing to the left. An intense roaring sound catches your attention, and even as the dark form in the ocean heads towards an island not far away, you can see that the ship has been caught in the grips of an immense maelstrom. The ship bears down faster and faster until with a crunching noise you're thrown off the ship and into damp sand. You're standing in the middle of an immense whirlpool of water. The water forms a huge raging wall hundreds of feet down from the surface of the ocean. As the captain gathers her bearing, the storm clouds overhead clear up, revealing blue skies once more. The vortex persists, however. The ship is miraculously undamaged, but it won't be moving anywhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen, over to you.
Does anyone have a towel?
Let me find one for you.
Learn Mage Hand, they said. Prestidigitation won't help.
You always ask for a towel, but you never bring one.
I know. I've got limited pockets.
Maybe you need more pockets. And stop wearing this fancy getup.
No, I will never stop. This is what they say is a come up, and I will continue to wear this for the rest of my life.
Yeah, well, you look like a fool.
Disagree.
You look just lovely.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let me find you a towel somewhere.
Oh, thank you. See if you could fetch one from the wreckage.
I go around and I try, Kiz tries to find some towels for everyone.
No worries.
Or something to help them.
All right. So The ship has only had minor damage, and as a result, you guys are fairly quickly able to access the various resources from within the ship. It looks like the captain at the current time is busy with taking stock on exactly what's happening, and in between that is just staring up at the massive walls of water that surrounds this maelstrom, plainly wondering exactly how she's going to get her ship up without actually sinking it.
That's a lot of water.
The alibi just ignores this because this is the normal bickering that goes on in the party, and then goes to investigate the land around him. What can we see? We can see the walls of water. What are we stuck on?
All right. Did you want to do an active roll or relying on passive perception?
No, active roll, because passive perception is a terrible idea, and what can go wrong rolling dice? Seriously, let's give it a go. How about a survival roll?
Ooh, you know what? I'll allow it. Let's go for survival.
How about someone else do it?
I come over. Do you find anything?
Yeah, it's C. Look, water. I found water and a boat.
Alrighty. It looks like we have had 2 donations abruptly just pop up, guys. So give me one quick second. So, most importantly, it looks like we have had 2 wild magic surges, which I'm sure you guys absolutely love. So, a moment, and I will roll that up for us. So, let's see the severity to begin with. Okay, so it's going to be a 92, and then severity is 7. Ooh, that'll be interesting.
Ooh.
For those who are viewing at home, I'm using an alternative wild magic surge table. So if we have just rolled a 7, that actually puts us into a moderate consequence. So the first of our wild magic surges is going to be, for the next minute, no character is able to cast any spell.
Okay.
Oh no.
I tried to cast Druidcraft. Why is this not working?
Oh, that's embarrassing. Yeah, look. Oh,
All right.
Oh, is it embarrassing now?
no, I meant for that.
All right. So as you have a look around, you can hear a crackle of energy, and you feel that the magical ley lines of power around you seem to be abruptly shifting away from your location. Those of you who are a little bit more in tune with the arcane aspects, so let's say anybody with a passive arcana of 14 or higher, you will be able to see that the magical sources around you seem to be just reflecting away towards the island that you guys previously saw the giant shadowy creature head towards. All right, and now we have a second wild magic surge. This one is focused exclusively on George's character.
Yep.
All right, so it looks like we have a severity of 4, which puts it into still the moderate character, moderate school, luckily.
Bring it on.
While a 60 means that abruptly, oh God, I know how this is going to get flavored. You are now the center of a fog cloud spell, which also lasts for 1 minute.
It wasn't me, obviously.
Oh, woe is me. There's water and fools. Should we fetch another boat or something?
No.
Who said that?
Yes. At this point, Alibi just draws his sword at this point. It's like, right, I'm going to fight something. I'm not sure if it's going to be us or someone else. Chucky! Get up.
Yes.
I'm not doing that again.
What?
Up! The mast!
Oh, the mast. No, why am I going to the mast?
Because you fall better than the rest of us. I just tend to break holes and stuff.
Oh, yes. That's true. But can we go spinny again? That was fun.
I want whatever he's on.
I'm looking at George. He doesn't seem to have gone well for him.
As he takes a quick sip, puts his flask away and gets a little jolty and starts climbing up the mast.
All right, perfect. All right, so there is another snapping sensation, and you feel the magical ley lines around you resume their original pattern. The fog has also cleared up as it's being torn apart just from the air currents coming off of the maelstrom around you. Now, I have also been advised that we have 2 dance donations. Does that mean
We dance.
all of us dance?
We all dance during
okay.
a part where you have to narrate something and we're dancing for you.
All right.
Ready? Go!
So, it looks like Chucky is currently climbing that mast, which is up the middle of the ship. There is a crow's nest right at the top of which it looks like it has been undamaged and provides a nice stable platform for him to head up into and have a look around.
And he sits up and he kind of brushes off and he clears his head and he just keeps a looking and looking around to see what he sees and
right.
yells down.
So, active perception or passive perception?
Passive is 17, but I think we could try a active just for fun.
Perfect. All right, and it also looks like we have a disadvantage stored away for George's next roll and an advantage for Chris's next roll.
Well, it's a 17, so it seems right on track.
Perfect. All right. So with the 17, the area that you've landed on seems to be off part of the continental plate of the islands surrounding you. Now, it looks like the geographical layout around you seems to be that this used to be one giant island, but something seems to have ravaged the area and much of the island now lays underwater. However, you guys are currently stuck on what looks like a smaller sandbar, maybe about 400 feet below the surface of the ocean. You do have a variety of corals and seaweeds currently surrounding you, as well as a few poor fish who abruptly got caught in the lack of water everywhere. As you have a look around, you can't really see anything that is noteworthy aside from the ship, but you can see that there are a few islands nearby, which if you guys are willing to jump into the maelstrom, you might be able to head towards.
We jumping in that?
So do you mean like go through the water to get to the islands? Like are they through the water?
Yep.
Can we cast spells yet?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, well, you guys, I could always part the water for us.
That sounds like a great idea.
You could part the water,
Okay.
or I could turn someone into a fish.
That could be helpful too.
Also good.
I mean, I prefer to stay dry rather than to grow gills, so part away.
Right. I cast Destroy Water.
Destroy water. All right. Give me a quick sec while I bring up the stats here. Destroy water. You're not doing anything by half measures, are you?
Yeah.
All right.
Alibi stands
May
there.
as well just go for it, she says.
So you destroy water up to 10. Sorry, you destroy up to 10 gallons of water in an open container within range. So I will allow that. Sorry.
Would it work?
You're casting that at a basic level or at a highest level spell slot?
How much water would I have to destroy in order to get us to somewhere, to get us to where we want to be going?
Well, you are in the middle of the ocean, so anything that you destroy will almost immediately be replaced by, shockingly, the ocean. That one is going to depend. I'll open that up to the rest of the party. Is there anything that somebody else might be able to do to help Laura's plan to get you guys safely elsewhere?
So LB just says, just wait a minute. I'm a Triton. The water is my natural home, so destroying bits of it's not going to work. So, do you have one of the water breathing spells that you usually have in your kit bag? Have a look in your clericy thing. Normally, you can let people breathe water.
I can hold my breath, but let's see if I can help anybody else out.
I'm guessing it's about 2 miles. So, where I'm happy to lose Martinus because poetry just blows my mind.
Apparently, we have a dance break, guys.
Oh.
Let's dance this. Let's workshop this dance theory. So I think if you have a spell, or I don't know, Rhea, you've got something useful rather than just forcing me to attack someone. That would be quite handy. Breathe water, walk on water, on water.
Well,
The mages.
big guy. I didn't pack that, but I can turn someone into I could turn someone into something. I could turn into something. Let me see what else. I can set some stuff on fire with lightning. I got tidal wave. That's always helpful. That's gonna hurt somebody, but helpful if need be.
Well, how about if one of you destroys the water, then the other pushes a tidal wave in that direction? Perhaps it'll create a path for us to run.
I can do an ice storm. That might help. We can freeze the water.
I can also control the water and part the water.
This is why
your discussions are abruptly interrupted by the captain of the ship, who, having finished taking stock of what's going on, walks up with a fairly dark look on her face. Are you all thinking about going out in that? And she just indicates to the wave around you.
Yeah, you want to come with?
She gives you a look which can only flatteringly be described as, "Are you insane?"
Yes.
I was thinking about sitting down and merely dying, but if you prefer we do something, we can also, that's an option.
So she gives a bit of a glower. Pretty much up to this point, the entire voyage has not necessarily been the most pleasant, as she doesn't have the most robust or social personalities, but she does move away for a moment. You can just hear her muttering to herself about how she just isn't paid to have to deal with things like this, before she abruptly comes back with a small crate containing 6 bottles in it. If you are all intending to go out there, then you should probably take these. They're the ship's emergency stock of water-breathing potions, but they'll be able to help you out for at least an hour.
Oh, you are the best. And I go to give her a kiss on the cheek.
All right.
Lovely, you're lovely. Thank you.
She her eyes widen and she just looks completely horrified as you try and go in to make that kiss. And she attempts to dodge, but you're just a little bit too quick. So much like a toddler, she just begins to rub at her cheek, and you can almost see her go, ugh.
Yeah, Ma turns around and does like a jump for joy.
I seen that. Nice.
Yes, gives her knuckles.
Looks like, Chris, you have another advantage as well, by the way. So 2 advantages, I think. Unless I'm...
What to do with those? That's very confusing. Normally it's disadvantages in wild magic turning me into sheep. But press on. I don't need to actually live in the water, so I don't need to have one of these potions. So
I'll take his.
Yes.
I'll try and grab it before he can. Can we scramble for it? Is that okay?
Children, get to make decks off.
I'll do that.
Decks off?
Ooh. It looks like we are upping the ante for how to get through this ocean, guys. Somebody has just purchased the ability to alter the dungeon difficulty. So we're up to stage 2 for the first part of the ocean. Thank you so much for the donators.
We should have jumped in the water quicker.
Can we try and compete to grab the extra potion?
Sure. Somebody roll. You may roll initiative to see if you have the reaction speed to beat anybody else.
Ooh, 22.
Good luck beating that.
17.
I pull out my rapier and I just and I stick it through the handle of the vial and lift it up just out of your way.
We're just going to use tools and things. Should have just mage handed it.
The bard always uses their tools.
Oh my.
Yep, slow clap from the back of the deck.
Not bad. No clapping.
Anyway, bottoms up and all that, and I drink the potion.
All right, perfect. Now, I'm happy to leave this flavor up to you guys about exactly what the potion does to you. I have no problems if you just continue as normal. You can just suddenly breathe, or whether you go gillyweed and develop gills, or kind of your call.
I like the idea of getting gills. What say you folks?
I'm fine with that.
I'm good with that. I was thinking gills too.
Mainly because I said I didn't want them earlier. It just feels like justice.
The second you get them, I'm going to just... Now you have them.
Tragic.
No, stop. Don't do that.
So Chucky has that potion, and he kind of, as he looking around and gets closer, kind of does that fake drink, and then pulls his cap. He's got this pirate like bandana, and just kind of back kind of hood, and kind of pulls it over just as he gets into the water, and suddenly this air bubble happens, and he kind of sticks that potion in his pocket for emergency use for the rest of the party, as this cap of water breathing, or the netty hat of water breathing, allows him to continue in the water as everyone goes in.
I drink it and jump in the water.
Yep,
just going in.
All right. So the water, shockingly, is running at a very fast current as it pretty much spins around the entire vortex. In order for you guys to be able to stabilize your movement through the ocean and kind of get away from this maelstrom, I'm going to provide you with two options. One, you can either do just an outright concentration check, or you can rely on an athletics to just push your way through the current. So I'm going for finesse versus strength here.
Yep, finesse.
If you guys have any, I'm very flexible in what the things you would roll, that you are allowed to roll. If you have something that you think would suit here and you can rationalize it to me, chances are I'll also allow you to roll it.
So I was going to go with being a very large, very well-built barbarian that's trained to swim and lives underwater, and unlike these air breathers, I was going to tow a couple of the ones. So I'm going to go last, but push people through when they get stuck, Sam. So effectively, when they probably fail their rolls, Alibi is going to be there to push them through. So kind of a help action as such, because I'm pretty good at athletics.
Perfect. All right. And you also have an advantage on your next check. So that sounds like a strength to me. So yeah, roll strength.
I'm going to roll concentration, you said?
Yep.
Okay.
That's a 25.
25. Ooh, very nice.
Well, I rolled a nat 1, so help me, please. I've drank a potion, and yet I'm still drowning somehow.
I got 11.
11 concentration. All right.
I have an alternate for the GM that using acrobatics as I feel the flow of this motion and riding the waves as I circle and just keep going and taking the waves, rolling acrobatics instead of athletics.
I will allow it so long as you do a very dainty twirl in your chair.
Oh, yeah. I can't really do a big twirl, but...
Good enough. All right, hit me with acrobatics.
22.
22. Oh, very nice. All right. George.
And he's gleaning the entire time with this big smile of being tossed around, and he's just kind of loving it.
A shark-like smile, even.
Yes.
George.
Yeah, Ma, after drinking his potion, jumping in, really hardly considers whether he's just going to let them push him forwards, but he does a good concentration roll, gets 22, so he pushes on.
All right. So because your viewers absolutely love you, you get to do that one at disadvantage.
And I got a 4.
4. All right. Okay. So...
Oh no, I have fallen. Save me. No, really, save me, please, quick.
Laura, you have one more roll that you have to roll as well, I think? Or did I miss that?
Yes. Kiz is just going to use like brute force and try and push her way through.
Fair enough. Kiz is not wearing heavy armor, I'm assuming?
She's not.
Excellent.
And 18.
18, perfect. All right, so in that case, we have, it looks like 3 failures to contend with. Rhea and Ma, the two of you have unfortunately failed, and as a result, you are going to, I will open this up as well. So I believe Chucky and Chris, Chucky and Ellie. The two of you got above a 20, which means that you guys are going to be able to do this with enough finesse that you can actually help out your friends. So in this case, you can provide that help to Rhea and Ma if you'd like, but Martinus, on the other hand, got a nat 1, so we'll hold what's going to happen for him until you guys have sorted out what you're doing.
So immediately you just see a kind of webbed hand grab Rhea, kind of sigh, and then just drag her through at this point in time. And then look, so I imagine we kind of stepped into the water. We see people going through, and then literally Martinus just goes, just caught in the wave and just disappears off somewhere. So just drag Rhea through in the first point and put her outside of the maelstrom walls themselves.
Yep. While dodging the Martinus currently caught.
Yeah, just like duck, watch him go past, guards.
All right. Jay, how would you like to help out Ma? Or George, I should say.
I'm on mute. All right. So as this, I'm kind of floating around, and just as he's getting close, extend the arm out and grab him and just kind of twirl him a little bit, step on him and push off of him and just do another circle and just run lightly enough just to get him pushed in that route. And then just kind of do that swaying swing. I'm like, this is the way. This is the way.
Thank you.
And then when he doesn't, grab him again and do that, that spin around and throw him forward.
Perfect. All right. So the last member of the crew is Martinus, who... So, Darcy, what's going to happen here is your character is going to enter into the current and just completely lose his footing and just go whoosh, like we're talking, cartoon styles, flipping around this current with no particular way out. I'll open it up to the other members of the party to try and solve, but hit me up with the flavor from what I've told you about your circumstances.
I'm probably just like just starfish, just like twirling up into the maelstrom. I did just get some boots of water walking, so perhaps that's complicated my ability to spin. I'm like, don't know how to move through water because I've got these new boots on.
All right. Well, with boots of water walking, what that tends to do is actually rocket you upwards. Because you did get a nat 1, what I'm going to say is every time you try and stabilize yourself, these boots try and ensure that your feet are the first thing to go up.
Right,
so
yeah.
That's going to be the big problem for you. All right, so the 5 of you are outside of the Maelstrom's pool now, and you're just watching Martinus, who is currently upside down and unable to do anything about it. It looks like he almost has a stationary, I suppose, immovable rod in his feet by how much which is evident by the fact that he just can't flip himself back up. Can anybody help him?
I'm just saying we could just go. Just putting it out there.
But he's... Do you see him?
I do. How far away is Martinus from us?
It's going to vary. Basically, whenever he comes close through the current, I'm just going to say within 10 feet, but otherwise the other side of the thing is probably like about 500 feet away.
Okay, I go, all right, I got this. And then I stand there, and as soon as he gets close, I'm going to cast polymorph on him and turn him into a giant shark.
Uh-oh.
All right. In that case, it is going to be a little bit of a difficulty to actually aim for this one. So if I can get a spell attack roll for this one.
Absolutely. Do I have disadvantage for this?
You do not, actually. Your last one has already been used.
Quickly.
I believe that is a 14.
14. And Darcy, what is your AC?
14.
14. Okay, I'm going to say it's going to hit in this case just because you're not really able to dodge, so to speak. All right. And I think Darcy now needs to do a whiz save.
A whiz save? Can't I just let it go? Can't I accept it?
Does your character know what's going on, or does your character only know that he's suddenly being hit by a giant laser of magic?
Well, I think knowing that it's coming from... Do I know it's coming from him?
What's your passive perception?
13.
Artemis, let this happen.
Oh, wait, no, passive perception's 19.
I swear this will be good.
Okay.
Not like last time.
If it's a 19, I'll allow it. You can choose to fail it instead.
I'll take it.
All right. So, in that case, George, you're the one who is currently casting this spell. What sort of shark are you going to turn him into?
I kind of like grip his bones and pull them all apart, stretch his skin out and turn him into like a big fleshy giant shark. I'm like, effective, but ugly.
I'm going to turn to George real quick. You do know that he's going to have the intelligence of a shark, so there's a good chance he's going to try to eat us.
Yeah, but now we can ride him.
Do I want to eat them, Sam?
Let me roll me a whiz save.
Okay. With the stat block of a shark?
With the stat block of a shark.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You would have zero wisdom on it as a giant shark. Plus zero.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's 16.
DM, if it helps any, I can actually speak to aquatic creatures, and having seen elegance, I mean, usually it's cows underwater, but it's a shark, so it's at least vaguely useful. Reach out telepathically and say, be calm, we're not dinner. You're here to help us.
Not dinner.
And John the Dragon has made the suggestion that you are going to be a giant hammerhead shark.
Good.
Yeah, at the last minute, I just kind of like grab his head and squeeze it, and it turns elongated into a hammerhead. Like, yeah, gross.
Don't eat the flesh bag on your back.
Not eat the flesh bag. Okay, I'm going to swim. I'm going to try and swim to where we're headed.
All right, but before you do, apparently from the overabundance of magic in the area, it looks like Mars Magic has also initiated a wild magic surge. That is another moderate one, and that is an 89 on this table. So, George, your character gains the ability to speak one language of your choice for one day.
Shark! Choose shark language!
What's the least useful language? I just start speaking Dwarvish.
Amazing.
Underwater Dwarvish. I was like,
blah, 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 salted pork.
Alrighty. So, in that case, you guys are now out of the maelstrom, and between you and the large island that you have seen is a fairly large stretch of water. You've spent about 10 minutes trying to get Martinus out of this giant maelstrom, and as a result, you only have about 50 minutes left on your water breathing, those of you who consume the potion. Now, to get to the other island, it's going to take a little bit of time, but even as you are about to set out, you can feel a immense pull in the ocean currents. It feels like a torrential amount of water is actually being pulled towards one of the specific islands around here.
Would I be able to turn into a whale and just try to kind of shapeshift, of course, and try to help, like, grab a hold of my fins, y'all. We're going.
We got Mars on Darcy. This is one of those D&D things that you can't say in real life at 5e and these statements. Ray's just become a whale. I can swim really fast. I can swim as fast as a whale. So I get point kids towards Raya and then Chucky on the back of the hammerhead shark, and that should move us really quickly. How's that?
Sounds good to me. I'll try not to eat anyone.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I literally keep telling you, not food, not food, not food, not food. Think of fishes, think of fishes, think of fishes.
Not food.
We are not food.
Yeah, the hair dye tastes awful. The hair dye tastes awful. Don't eat.
Every now and then I'm like, food? Oh, not food. Right.
Not
Sorry.
We, not food.
I'm very scaly. You wouldn't like it.
Yeah, and then we use that DM to really kind of just bang away towards, where would you like to go to? Certain death or, a pub?
Let's try to get to those islands.
Certain death it is. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the easiest method to head towards certain death is apparently through this giant ocean current, which has just opened up. So, Rhea and Martinus, can I please get a athletics check from you guys just to ensure that you know how to fish?
I don't know what the strength modifier of a shark is.
It is +6 for the giant shark.
Great. So that makes my roll of 6 a 12.
I can use. Is it athletics?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can go for athletics.
Okay, athletics or aerobics? I wasn't sure. So that's a dirty 20.
30-20. Okay. So, without much of a problem, apparently, our two aquatic creatures begin to place themselves into the water current and are able to begin speeding along. Now, it doesn't take long before abruptly a small collection of sharks. What is the collective term for shark? I was going to say pod, but I feel like that's not right.
Certain,
Google it.
yeah, a certain death of sharks. I don't know.
What?
Feeding frenzy of.
I'm a
What,
killer
frenzy?
whale.
A durnump of sharks.
Oh, it's a shiver of sharks.
Yeah, apparently.
Shiver.
Horrifying.
When abruptly you guys are surrounded by a shiver of sharks, and maybe about, let's say, 5 additional ones. And let's keep it with it. It's going to be hammerheads. Now, all of the sharks begin to linger around Martinus, but it doesn't look like they are actually going to be inclined to attack him. However, the whale that is making up of Rhea, many of them begin to fall into, I suppose, chase position in order to try and hunt her down.
I'm
So-
a killer whale. I'm saying this in whale, though.
So again, I will try to communicate to the sharks that this is not a meal they would enjoy unless they like becoming the meal.
And I say, go away in Dwarvish.
Oh, and on behalf of Enchilash, they would like you to know that Dwarvish is not a useless language. All right.
All those sea dwarves.
I would like to say to them in Sharkish, not food. I think not food.
All right. In that case, I'll get a persuasion check from either Ellaby or from Martinus. The other one can provide help.
I'm assisting Martinus because this is going to be hilarious.
Your charisma is -3 as a giant shark.
Oh, which makes it 8. It would be like 4,000 if it was like not shark.
I think they're not food.
All right. So your final roll was an 8?
Yep.
All right. So you get the impression that the other sharks are talking among themselves and they just seem to be stuck on the concept of not food, as in, what is this? Everything is food. Now, they seem to just in that case outright begin to ignore you and begin to head in and close in on Rhea and her passenger. So, Rhea, you are going to have one action to try and preserve yourself. Otherwise, you guys are going to be entering into battle with a shiver of hammerhead sharks.
Can I dash and try to get away from it?
Ooh, good question. What is your movement speed?
60.
60. Oh, okay. So I'm relying on the giant shark stat block here for the hammerheads. They can only move about 50 feet. So that's 50 feet and 100 feet when they dash. I will allow it, and you begin to pick up speed and just zoom your way through. Now,
Yelling, leave me alone!
the sharks behind you likewise begin to pick up speed, but you are going to slowly leave them behind. But Darcy, how would you like to try and help out here? You currently have Rhea, who is fleeing from the others, but there's probably a good chance that they might turn on you if they can't get to her.
I'm gonna follow suit and just I guess is there end in sight? Where are we headed? Like, is there somewhere that we're trying to get to that is within sight?
So currently the ocean current is pulling you towards the island with that the dark creature went towards.
Yep. Well, so that's where we're headed. I'm just going to follow suit and just, I don't know, blend in. I'm a shark. I'm like trying to do critical thinking, and then I'm like,
Yeah,
not food.
You're a flesh-colored hammerhead shark with a little man on top of you wearing a pirate outfit. Like,
I think I'm just headed to where we're headed. That's all I know. I think there's I've got like a -5 int mod. My int is literally 1. I'm an idiot. I'm a shark.
They've not yet realized that I'm not one of them.
Kiz is going to see what's happening, and she's going to cast Guardian of Faith out in front of Martinus and Rhea.
Okay. All right. So in that case, Rhea, you are very quickly going to swim by the Guardian of Faith. However, the other sharks are heading straight towards it. It looks like one of them is intentionally going to try and eat the Guardian of Faith, as it is showing up very shiny to them. Let's see whether they are successful.
That would be my instinct.
Nom, 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 nom. All right, it just got a 27 to hit the Guardian of Faith, dealing 22 piercing damage. Guardian of Faith are invulnerable, or am I thinking something else?
It dies, it goes away. It lasts for 8 hours and hangs out with us. And it has 60, it can take 60 damage.
Yep. Okay, perfect. So in that case, it clangs on to the Guardian of Faith, and the magic that makes up the Guardian is slowly torn a little bit away. About 2/3 of its HP now remain. So as you guys are zipping forward, you get the sensation that there is something extra happening in the water, as you feel like a slight buzz just go through your heads, and all of a sudden you can realize that you are now surrounded by a few more sharks. That's not so much the problem, as Darcy has clarified. Sharks are kind of idiots. The biggest problem here is that it looks like they are currently being ridden by some Sahagin.
Uh-oh. Hey, same ride!
All right. So the Sahagin apparently is not impressed by the joke, and instead levels a spear towards Ma.
Oh, nice spear.
All right. Can I please get everybody to roll into initiative very quickly? Where's my pen? There it is.
That's a whole 7.
I got 7 as well.
18.
Oh,
20.
22.
I should have been way more organized about this. Give me a sec, guys.
No rush.
So I'm just like, I don't want the initiative tracker to pop up over the map.
This is one of the greatest moments of my life. I'm having a shark fight. I'm riding a shark.
Shark fight.
Well, apparently a lot of the viewers are all for this becoming a Sharknado.
Yeah!
Easy. Solid.
Does anybody have some sort of cylindrical whirlwind type effect?
I was having a look. I've got control water. I could do that.
Yeah, same.
For 5 meters. It's a Sharknado.
Cast control water and just
Tidal wave, but just like in a circle.
That could also work.
All right. So, sorry, Laura, what was the initiative?
18.
And Ash?
7.
7. Darcy?
7.
Which of the two of you has the higher dex?
I've got 0 mod, so.
I'm using my stat box, so +2.
+2. All right. Rhea wins. Ellaby?
And that would be an 18, thank you.
18. Chalky?
He is at 20.
And Ma?
22.
22. All right. Give me a sec.
So just to be clear too, so we've got Laura's riding Rhea. George, you're riding Martin.
Yep.
If I also ride, then I'm riding with Rhea too, or am I also holding onto the shark? Who's doubled up?
Aren't you riding Chris as the third aquatic creature? No, not like that. But like,
no one rides the barbarian. I've stuck him on the back of you.
I'm just
sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm a giant shark apparently, so I can take several.
You can take multiple.
I'm an amphibian.
I'm a
I could
huge creature.
Apparently we have
Right your way.
another pairing as well. Laura and Chris, which of the two of you has the higher dex?
I'm just +1.
Yeah, I'm just +1. I'm a 12.
Clerics first.
Clerics first. All right.
Healer first. It's only fair.
All right. So in that case, we are going to begin with Ma having the highest level of initiative. All right. So currently there are about 5 sharks, 5 unridden sharks around you, 2 sharks which have a passenger, and on those 2 sharks there are 2 Sahagan Blade Masters. Since we are going to be doing this as theater of the mind, let's just assume that everything is within the same, is within targeting range.
Okay. I have to ask you, do you guys intend to attack us? Is that what your spear is? Yeah, you look very aggressive. I'm just going to go for this. And how many of them would I be able to hit with a 30-foot cube?
Oh, good question. Let us determine by the dice.
Because I'm thinking of casting Hypnotic Pattern if I can hit a few of them.
There is 9. Okay, cool. Well, apparently, according to Roll20, you'll be able to hit all 9, if you can.
I will do that. I will cast Hypnotic Pattern on them.
All right. That's a wisdom save?
That is a wisdom 16 save.
Oof. Ow. Okay. Let's have a look here. So that's going to be 9 d20s. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So all of the sharks are going to fail. The Sahagan are not. Hit me with the flavor. What happens?
You pretty much look at them all, and then you just see a bunch of bubbles that turn into butterflies, and then they all start floating around, and all the sharks are like, butterflies. What are these? We don't know what butterflies are. But then the butterflies fly into their eyes, and then they all just look dazed, and their eyes glaze over into even more black. And they are all incapacitated for a minute.
Fair enough. All right. So in that case, that's going to leave everybody else with, I suppose, the 2 Sahagan. Now, we have just gotten even more advantages and disadvantages. So advantages have been purchased for both Laura and Ashy. A disadvantage has been purchased for Jay, and 2 disadvantages have been purchased for Chris.
Oh, no.
All right. So coming up, that was the end of your turn, George?
Yeah, and then I'll continue to ride Martinus.
Yep, perfect. All right. In that case, coming up next will be Charky.
So looking at how the sharks are now stopped, and they're kind of looking at, and the Sahagan are riding it. Is there, basically being on the shark, is there a way to jet off and just kind of like move towards one of the Sahagan, and would he be within range if I move towards him?
What is your passive acrobatics?
I have a +8, so 18.
Yeah, you can just easily turn this and shoot off towards them if you were inclined.
Yeah, so with that, I'm just kind of like drop up and I just shoot like a torpedo and just kind of going towards him. And I'm going to try to jump on him and smack him and grapple him and just hold on to him and just go, are we going for a ride? Knowing that this is at disadvantage, thank you very much. An attack roll or athletics?
Let's go for an attack roll for this one.
All right.
If you're going for the grapple, it's going to be a contested strength anyway. So
okay, so because he's a drunk, because my unarmed strike, I can do a free grapple check with him. So at disadvantage, thank you for that wonderful disadvantage, because I rolled a nat 20 and an 11. So it's only going to be a 19 to hit him. Thank you so much for that disadvantage.
Well, if it makes you feel better, the Sahagan apparently just rolled a 5. So
So as I hit him, I can actually, because I'm in the drunk, I can do a free grapple. And at which point, that's where I grapple onto him using the athletics. But yeah, that would have been. So it's a contested, correct? So it'd be 13 for a contested.
All right, then yeah, you win. This Sahagin is now thoroughly grappled.
So I just kind of I dart at him as a torpedo, and I just kind of smack him around on the head, and I just lunge on behind him, and I just grab onto him, and I'm holding him, and I go, well, hello there. Are we going for the ride now?
All right. Well, your very unpredictable actions apparently seem to have just outright bewildered the Sahagin, and he doesn't really provide much of a reaction while he just mentally has to restart the brain to figure out what's going on here. All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, that movement. I'm not going to use bonus, so yeah, that's all I'm going to do.
And Duggan TX says, elbow drop the shark. Laura, it is now Kiz's turn.
Awesome. So I'm going to go for one of the Sahagin and cast Sacred Flame at them.
All right.
They have to do a Dex saving throw.
All right. Well, they get a -1 to Dex, so I feel like you're going to be probably pretty good. They got a 13.
Yeah, they take 3d8 damage.
Were these guys definitely coming for us, by the way? Or are we just attacking some innocent sea folk?
No, I asked. It seemed like they were aggressive.
He did ask, yeah.
Okay.
It asked. They didn't get time to respond.
Yeah,
They never do.
That's 12 damage. And also, I was reading about my guardian. So if a hostile creature goes within 10 feet of the guardian, they have to make a Dex save or take 20 radiant damage.
Oof. All right. Give me a quick second. I will roll that again. Sorry, that was a Dex save?
Dex save, yes.
Been DMing for 6 years. You think I would have memorized this all by now?
Too much to remember.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Way too much.
Well, apparently my prediction before we even started the session is correct. The dice all want all of my encounters to die immediately. They got a 7.
Yeah, not gonna make it.
We're just a wrecking crew.
You came in. Wait, what's the equivalent to an underwater? No.
We came in like a cannonball.
There we go.
Yeah.
Like a cannonball. Same syllables. You guys are good. All right. So in that case, the two Sahagin now are apparently at have 32 points of damage taken off them between the Guardian and the Sacred Flame. So radiant damage. Flavor it up for me, Laura. What effects does your attack cause to them?
Just like fire, just radiant damage everywhere, and my guardian is really bright and has the symbol of a sun and a sword.
Yep, perfect. All right, so for everyone else, what you see is an intense brightness, which is probably particularly jarring considering you guys are like 400 feet under the water. So as a result, you are all going to be able to shield your eyes just in time for the bright flash of light. But the Sahagin, it looks like they have been just given the equivalent of a sunburn, as their pale skin is now a pinkish color.
Ah!
Did I take radiant damage for grappling one of those Sahagin?
I will be a benevolent DM and say no.
Oh, okay. He's in front of me. Okay.
I mean, is that not how redheads deal with the sun? We just hold somebody in front of us as we move along?
Yeah.
All right. Laura, was that everything for your turn?
Yep, that's it for me.
Yep. All right. Chris with Ellaby.
So there's two of them, right? There's two Sahagin.
Yep.
One's been cuddled by Chucky.
Mm-hmm.
And you think this is going to happen. So basically, Alibi surges forward, pulls a net from his backpack, nets the second one, is my
All right.
attack at disadvantage. Thanks, Doug.
Mhm.
Thanks,
No.
Doug. We love you.
Thanks, Doug. Yeah, thanks.
Easy beyond.
Keep them coming, Doug.
Yes.
Yeah, that was quite good. Even though you suck, that was an 11 to
Sorry.
11 to hit the
Oh, an 11, which is not a hit. All right. So as you begin to lunge at the Sahagin with the net outstretched, it looks like he's prepared for you, and he does his own little tumble turn and just deftly avoids the net outright. You kind of lunge for him, but he's just elsewhere.
So deeply disappointed. I just try and cut him in half with the greatsword.
All right.
That's it. At disadvantage again. Thanks, Doug.
Okie
Wow.
doke. Give me a quick sec. It looks like Chris has just been purchased a one-use item.
Hey!
Oh, nice.
So we have rolled a 4. So for that one, I'm going to be inverting the common scale. That one's going to be a rare one. So let's have a look at the rare one-use items. Do.
A chair of comfortable sitting.
Yes.
Good for one sit.
They ask for a shark skin wetsuit. Interesting.
It's figure hugging.
I'm just trying to figure out how that one's going to work or what I can put that in. There's the potion. Oh, there we go. That works. Potion of... Oh, wait, no, that doesn't work. I was about to say potion of aqueous form. And I'm like, this is a form that you do when you're an aqua. Nope, that's not how it works. All right. I am going to add in a little bit of flavor in that, if that's the case. Chris, as you are lunging for the... Sahagin, you realize that a small vial has fallen out of his particular inventory. It looks like the vial is currently filled with a shimmering blue liquid. Would you like to pick it up and immediately use it, or are you fine?
I'll stick it as my bonus action. I'll pocket it because littering in the sea is a bad thing. So I'll immediately take that away. And that was a 13 to stabby one stabby with my greatsword, which I guess misses.
Stabby, unfortunately, does not work. It looks like he is still able to avoid.
Too busy just picking up things from the sea and just saying, look, I'm going to set the sea shepherd on you. You're not to do this. Littering, no.
All right.
That's me.
Let's have... So the item that you have picked up, on the other hand, unfortunately, there is no shark skin wetsuit that I can immediately... reflavor into something. So what I'm going to say is that you have just picked up a potion of giant strength. So just for the flavor, the potion of giant shark strength, that will provide you with a 23 to strength for 1 hour once you consume it.
Thank you. That's me done. Thank you.
No worries. All right. And that's it for your turn?
Yep.
All right. We are on to our Sahagin. All right. So Sahagin aren't having an overly good time with what's going on right now. One is just outright grappled, and the other one has just lost his potion of giant shark strength. So the one who has just lost his potion is going to go in for his own attack, and it looks like he is going to have 3 that he can use. Ooh, this is going to be a fun one for you. All right. Is a 17 going to hit Ellaby? It is.
Yep, that's it.
Is a 26 is definitely going to hit him as well.
Sure, why not?
Well, I'm assuming yes. And an 8 probably is not. Oh wait, no, that was a nat 20 as well. Okay, so a 17 and then a nat 20. So let's do the first one. 2d8 plus 3. The first attack, he lunges in towards you and slaps your sword aside as he manages to score a direct hit directly across your chest for 12 slashing damage. Now, as he does that, he reels around for another attack, and as you're completely blindsided by that, he is going to be able to do his critical strike on you. So it looks like this is going to be for 26 points of damage as he manages to just do an outright stab through your upper torso. That is going to be a total of 38 points of slashing damage, as the third one is going to be ineffective. How do you want the third one to fail? So dodge, defense, or other?
Just bring the blade up and parry it.
All right. So he stabs, pulls out, and then goes for another slash, and you're able to swing across and parry it. Now, the Sahagin that is currently being held and grappled is going to make his own strength check to try and break out of it, and gets a 21. Can I get another contest from, was it George?
No.
Chucky.
Oh, sorry, from Chucky. Yep.
You muted again, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going through. So my contested is going to be. Oh, yeah, he's going to break it. It's a dirty 20, but he's going to break it.
All right. It's a very near thing. You guys match muscle for muscle, but abruptly the Sahagin breaks out and puts a small amount of distance between you and the rest of them. Oh, sorry,
Okay.
you and him, I should say. So he's still within attack range for anybody going in and doing otherwise. All right. Good old Doug. It looks like, Chris, you have received another disadvantage. They're really after you tonight, aren't they?
A laugh in the face of disadvantage. Bring it on.
Chris and Jay, the two of you have had your weapons downgraded. So
You should have bought the shops.
I believe the two of you had a net.
Now you've got spaghetti.
I have a javelin.
All right. So if you have a javelin and you have a net, please pick one or the other.
I don't have a net, so I actually have a javelin.
Okay.
That's the only thing I have.
In that case, apparently it is of shoddy craftsmanship as you pull out the javelin and abruptly the head just flings off and floats away in the current. You are now left with a quarterstaff. Chris, what?
Which? So I will give you the option. I have a great sword, a dagger, a net, a shield, a trident. What would you like to destroy, DM?
Ooh, what do I want to destroy? Well, underwater combat, I think I might go for that trident.
So I imagine we bought at Chucky. We went to this discount store to buy weapons, and they kind of just the rivet wasn't in and just kind of floats away. It's like one of those plastic ones you get in the kids' playgrounds.
Well, Promethean did provide me with a hilarious little idea. So you did go to that bargain store, which apparently was right next door to a joke store. As you pull out the trident, apparently the minor illusion on it fails, and you're left holding a single fork, or a dingle hopper, as we have been provided. Can't trust those shady trident salesmen. All right. That is it for the Sahagin turn. Ash with Rhea.
Okay. Do I see any of the any more of the pesky Sahagin?
So you have the one which managed to get away from Charky. The two of them are probably staring daggers at each other right now, but just for ease of access, let's say that Sahagin is currently with its back face towards you.
Okay, I'm gonna bite him.
All right.
And that is a 17 plus 6, so 23.
That is definitely a hit.
Okay, I'm gonna bite him with my killer, whale, jaws. And that is 10, 12, 14 plus 4. So 18 points of damage.
18.
Yeah, and it's magical because I'm in wild shape.
Nice. All right. Is there any flavor that you would like to provide?
Can I bite a toe off?
Go for it. I mean, you're a killer whale going for a single toe. You're very, very, very accurate.
I mean business. I'm not joking. Trying to be nice and be like, hey, go away. So I'm going to bite a toe off or a foot, whatever fits in my mouth.
Noted. So the Sahagin immediately wheels around, and as he realizes he's pretty much standing before a killer whale without any particular mount of his own, you can see just kind of a processing of, this is not a good idea. Just go through his head. All right. Anything else for your turn?
I just give him killer death whale eyes, and that's it.
Perfect. All right. And on to Darcy with Martinus as a giant shark.
I looked at Ellaby and I'm like confused, and I'm like, is this food? Like gesturing to the others.
Fish food.
All right. I'm like, okay. And then I'm going to go and bite the same one that the Rhea went for.
No worries.
That one's damaged, right?
Yep.
Cool. So I get advantage because I got some like bloodlust going on, and I needed it. It's +9, 17.
17. Because you are a giant shark, you also get advantage on melee attack rolls against a creature that doesn't have all of its hit points.
I did that already.
Oh, and it's still a 17.
Yeah, it's only 17.
Oh, that one.
I rolled a 3 and an 8.
Does not pass. Oh.
Still figuring it out. I haven't been a fish before.
Just imagining from like Sword in the Stone, the Disney one, you're just like flapping a fin and then rolling over, flapping the other one.
Yeah.
All right. So you try and shoot for the Sahagin, but you overshoot it and the current kind of bustles you along a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is that it for your turn?
That's it.
All right. So end of the round with the other sharks thoroughly debilitated by what Ma has done. The ocean current pretty much just picks them up and yeets them along the current. They are swept out of combat and well and truly away, with only the two Sahagin now left and probably seriously reconsidering the life choices that led them here. All right. Round 2 begins with Ma.
I've just seen a giant shark and a killer whale attack this Sahagin, and I'm like, damn nature, you scary. And I say, I will give you one last chance to surrender to this Sahagin as I'm slowly stabbing my rapier through his heart. And I'm going to cast Booming Blade.
Fair enough. Well, the Sahagin speaks Sahagin, and currently you're speaking Dwarvish right now.
Yep, I said it in Dwarvish.
All right, so he has no idea. He just gives you a what look as apparently you stab at him.
He said he'll never give up. And that would be just a 14 to hit.
14 is not a hit. All right.
You're like blisteringly fast or something.
The Sahagin is just drifting there. Your sword has ricocheted off of its chest plate.
And as a bonus action, I'm going to go into a blade song.
Ooh. All right. And is that it for the turn then?
That is it for me.
No worries. Charky. So your previous victim of a grapple has escaped and he has had his toe bitten off by a killer whale. What would you like to do?
So I'm looking at him like, get over here. And I dart towards him again and I'll just smack him in the chest. And does I should probably roll that first. Oh, a 12 I'm assuming does not hit.
It does not.
But I do have 2 attacks, so I'll come up with the second attack as I headbutt him, which is a 24.
That is a hit.
All right. I would like to use a key point and stunning strike him as this headbutt is furious and specific. So the damage is
specific. You hit it.
Yeah.
You headbutt him on another toe.
Yeah, I hit him right smack. It only does 5 points of damage, but he will need to make. Where's my DC on this stunning strike? A DC 15 con save.
All right, let's have a look here. Yep. And it rolls a 12.
Okay, so as he's smacked him right, butt-headed him, and he's just got a daze for a second. In his quiver or in his inventory, does he have a javelin or some other, implement weapon?
He doesn't have a javelin, but he does have a wave cutter blade.
As a bonus action, can I just grab it?
Ooh. What is your passive sleight of hand?
Ooh, +8.
+8.
So 18.
Give me a sec and let's find out. Okay. It gets a 10. Your passive is 18. You are going to be able to grab the wave cutter blade.
So I grab it out of his back and I'm like, ooh, Ebby, you might need this. And I just kind of, as I'm swimming there, just waiting as he's just kind of stunned. That's my turn.
Fair enough. Okay. Laura with Kiz.
Yes. How many of them are there left?
Just the two Sahagin. There's the one which is looking pretty bloodied, and the other one who is probably waiting for his turn to just run.
Awesome. I look at both of them and I just hiss a word at them, and this burning radiance erupts from me, and each creature of my choice within range must succeed a Constitution saving throw.
Don't choose us.
Not that, no, I choose both the Sahagin.
The Sahagin roll a 12.
They do not save. Con save was 16.
Yeah.
And they take 3d6. 10 damage.
10 damage. All right. Done. Any flavor you want to add to how that looks, or just the burst of light?
A burst of light, and I just keep hissing at them.
Anything else for your turn?
Very aggressive. That's it.
No worries. All right, Ellaby.
Right. Just for entertainment value, I'm going to spork at disadvantage one of the Sargon I was attacking, just because, hey, chat gave me one, so I'm going to give it a go. So the trident that you had is now literally a spork, so I'm going to try and attack it with that. Just throw my spork at it. Why not? At disadvantage, what could go wrong? So let's just roll that, see what happens.
What can go wrong? Gets a nat 1.
Yeah, well, again, we'll find out.
It explodes.
Close. Very close. That was an 8. So I miss with the spork, and my spork goes tumbling into the maelstrom. No, magical spork. I've always loved you.
Everyone, stop everything. We need to go get that spork.
Yeah, it's like contact lenses. I dropped it here. I'll find it in a second.
Unbeknownst to everyone, the maelstrom turfs it out. It impacts and quivers ominously next to the captain's head, who is very confused.
It's got, joke shop intended for people over 3 years old. In that case, then second attack is I'm going to chop the bejesus out of the one in front of me.
Doug says shark fight with a spork. Now this is some good D&D.
And that young man is a natural 20.
Oh, nice.
All right. So as I mentioned before the session started, my nat 20s tend to be a little bit more, let's say, overpowered compared to other ones. If you would like, you may now end the combat by getting rid of these two. That is up to you. Otherwise, I can possibly see about providing you with an additional piece of equipment instead.
Let's just end it, because then we can move on. Otherwise, we'll spend all day rolling dice and biting toes off. And I want from nibbling this one to death. I mean, literally, that just seems inhumane, even though they're fish.
That is fair. All right. Well, in that case, hit me up with the flavor. How do you manage to take both of these out in one attack?
So the great sword sweeps up, and the sword crashes through one and sends the body straight into it. And then you just see Rhea just do that on both the corpses. She just swallows them whole as a great orca.
As your rations for the day, I guess, Ash.
Yeah. Hey, omega-3 seafood, fish food, right?
True.
That's true. So the fish are food, not friends.
Yeah, there we go. Although I do now really feel upset about Marinus. I'm like, oh.
Perfect. All right, so we'll drop out of combat if that's the case. You guys, as you have a look around, you realize that the ocean current in the past 10 seconds has been sweeping you up and around the nearby island. You can no longer see the sharks which had previously been threatening you. But as you round the curve, you can now see that there seems to be a structure under the water here, which had been previously hidden by the island, and it appears that the current is taking you right by it. Now, I will quickly flick the screen. I don't know if this will actually change on the Twitch, but let's find out. So this is what you guys see as you round the corner. So it appears to be an ancient aquatic temple, and you guys can see that it seems to be largely square in shape, but there are a multitude of exits and entrances. At the moment, you can't actually see that there are any there aren't any beings coming in and out of there, but you do get the sense of dread coming from this entire area. However, like I said, the current appears to be drawing you directly towards it. As you get closer, abruptly the current just dies off. You can see that there seems to be the hammerhead sharks nearby, which are quickly regaining their consciousness from the... Oh, okay. Yep. Just a sec, guys. Let's see if I can do this. And we'll see if we can bring that up for the stream for everyone. So, yes, the current abruptly cuts off, and you guys are deposited about 500 feet away from this particular temple. You are able to see that the hammerhead sharks nearby seem to be regaining control of their senses, but as opposed to re-engaging in combat, it looks like they just flee away and try and find a little bit of an easier target to actually hit instead. All right. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I love exploring underwater temples.
This seems like fun and like nothing could possibly go wrong.
I translate.
I force a sharky smile.
Yeah. Yeah. Marinus wants to eat you, Ma. I'm trying to talk him down.
God, let him try.
It's the trim on your robe. And then the kids realised that was probably a bad thing to say, and then kind of I was very upset about my trident. I'm sorry, kids. It's look.
You got the sword. It's a
okay.
bony kind of sword. You want this one?
Oh. Thanks, Jackie.
I picked it off that fish guy. He wasn't using it, so I figured you with my javelin and your tier, we bought it wrong. So I don't know.
Yes, combat sporks.
I know.
To the temple then. Do we have anybody that stealths that isn't a giant shark? Anyone talk? Jackie, you're up.
I'm not that great at it, to be honest.
I'm incredible at stealth.
I'm sure you are. Maybe Ma should do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll attempt to kind of like dog paddle over towards it, and I'll stealth as well.
Before you leave, I cast guidance on you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Be safe.
Always. I'm the safest person ever.
He's going to get eaten, I say in Orca.
No, I'm not. I heard that.
All right. So you're heading towards the temple in order to scope it out. Is that correct?
Yes, I will scope it out.
So what is your stealth?
It is +4.
All right. So we're relying on the passive, or do you want to go active?
I will go active, but I am actually going to cast invisibility on myself.
Fair enough. Ooh. Give me a quick check. Oh, okay. Never mind. All right. So as you head up towards the temple, you can see that the entire scope of this place is gargantuan. You aren't entirely sure exactly who or what this temple might actually be dedicated to, but you are able to ascertain that it does look like there are a number of passive defenses around the temple itself. In this case, you can occasionally see a small tower upon which is a ward stone, which will hypothetically be able to go through and activate the temple's defenses should anything actually threaten them. It takes you another few minutes to fully scope the place out. Can I get either a active perception or investigation?
I will give you a active investigation. That is a 25.
25, very nice. And as a result, as you have a look around, you are able to discover a very shifty looking area, which upon closer inspection, you are able to eventually deem to be an underwater entrance into the temple itself. It looks like majority of the outside defenses are largely just a distractor, but you should be able to get past only 2 of the ward stones to actually enter into this particular passage.
Bing pot, I say to myself in Dwarvish.
No one understands. No one understands what you're saying. Literally no one. Right.
Yeah, I guess I'll start doggy paddling back towards the party.
Yep.
Okay. So we have some options. So the first is to let Marinus be a shark for another 30 minutes, which is he's adorable as it happens. Look, roll over.
Oh, actually, yeah. As soon as I cast invisibility, the polymorph would have broken.
Oh, really?
Scratching the wrong
Concentration.
thing.
Oh! Thank God.
You probably want to get off. You probably want to get off him, Chucky.
I'm just like, I do roll over, just as you say, roll over. I'm free. My fins that flail, my gills that waver, my aquatic life I do not favor. And I tap my drum underwater, which probably makes very little noise.
I liked him better as a shark, still says in whale.
Yeah. You do. We rely on resonance, right? So when you tap that drum, there's about 30 sharks that know where you are. Just saying. Okay, right. Well, I'm going to look at the smart one, the party. Kits, what are we doing? What's going on? Because the rest of us have been, terrible so far.
What do you think, Ma? What's the best plan of entrance that you saw?
Can I, once I get back, can I try and quickly sleight of hand Kiz's relic or holy symbol?
Ooh. Laura, what is Kiz's passive perception?
18.
18. And if you would like to do an active roll to try and sleight of hand, you may do so.
Can I do so 18? With advantage because I'm invisible?
I will allow it.
Yes, 23. I steal it and then I become visible and I'm like, Kiz, actually you dropped this in the battle.
Hello.
Remember this and make sure you heal me first because I returned this to you.
I did. Thank you. You're such a sweetheart.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
No, I could never let you go without it. That would be awful.
Of course. Oh, you remind me of my youngest son.
Oh, thank you. I'm very young. I found it. I found the entrance, everyone. There's lots of defenses and things, but don't worry about them. I'm pretty sure they definitely will not activate as we get close, so we're very safe.
Onwards, is it dry in there?
I do not know. I'm going to make an educated guess and say yes.
Shall we swim in that direction?
Yeah, follow me. I'll take you to the entrance as I doggy paddle again.
All right.
Grab a fin.
So, in contrast to Mars claims, as you guys get closer to the temple and the hidden entrance that he has been able to find, you can see two towers with the ward stones on top, which abruptly begin to activate the closer you get.
It's fake.
Can I try and do I have any ability to analyze? Do I know what these are and what they're doing?
If you want to roll Arcana, or if you have Detect Magic.
I'll roll Arcana. Oh, God, what's happening to me? 7.
7.
I'm a bard. I'm not meant to get a 7.
No, that's for if you're an eloquent bard.
Yeah.
All right. You analyze the various magical symbols glyphs that you can actually see from here, and the only one that really sticks out to you is the symbol for light. It looks like these are simply search or spotlights to your knowledge.
Okay. Don't worry, everybody. They're merely lights to guide our path to dryness, I'm sure.
All right. So, who is first in the line?
I guess I'll go first because I've been leading people towards the entrance.
So
I'll be behind with whoever's like on my fins.
As you begin to head towards the entrance in that case, a magical beam shoots out of the leading ward stone. Can I please get a dexterity save from, let's say, both Ma and Rhea?
Sure.
Yes, you can. I got a 10.
10? All right.
That is 12.
12. All right.
Yeah.
So the two of you are impacted by these beams, and you guys get maybe a reaction of about 2 seconds before the two of you shoot towards the surface of the ocean at phenomenal speeds as a water walking spell is applied to the two of you.
Can I use my advantage?
Yes, you may.
Well, that's not much better. So that was a 6. So never mind.
All right. So yes, the rest of you witness your companion just shoot upwards.
Are we close to the mouth of the temple? Like, are we approaching the structure?
The hidden entrance, yes, you will be approaching that. It's, let's say, about 100 feet away.
Am I able to quickly try and grab onto Ma?
Ooh.
Make me roll for it if you'd like.
I will. I'm going to say that you will be able to grab onto him, but whether you can stop him from going up will be the question.
I don't want to stop him.
Oh,
I just want to make sure I've got him.
Fair enough. In that case, yeah, roll me Dex.
Cool. Can I justify an acrobatics here?
I don't know. Can you?
I mean, Dex is 18, so I should be able to. I just want to sort of push off, as fast as I can in the water, maybe with some residual shark muscle memory, and just grab the hold of his shin.
All right. So
Dex is 18, but if it's acrobatics, it's more like 24.
I can't say that I think sharks are going to know how to go yeet, but I will allow for the Dex in that case.
Yeah. Can I grab him?
Would you roll?
18.
18. Yes, you'll be able to grab onto him.
And as we're on the way up, I'm going to grab my other hand onto him, and I'll cast Dimension Door and take us into where we were headed.
Ooh, very nice. All right. In that case, you are going to be able to do so. I'm basically going to be using portal physics, if that's the case. Speedy thing goes in, speedy thing comes out.
Yep.
The two of you shoot up and into this dimension door and abruptly are shot out out onto a stone wall. Give me one quick sec. Taking apparently 13 points of bludgeoning damage as you just go into the wall.
That's fair.
That's still to my whale form, which I will now shape out of if I'm out of water.
Yep.
What just happened?
Well, I can't take us all. I can only take Ma.
Yeah, which I say,
I'm
shit,
sorry,
I love
Raya.
a good ride. As I'm
1 minute.
cupping my broken nose.
Oh,
Is everyone okay?
here, let's. It's
We're-
your nose
we're
is
okay.
doing. Your nose is doing this way when it's supposed to be over here. Okay, here, let me fix that, and I'll cast Cure Wounds.
So I'm assuming that there's just a crunching noise as your nose abruptly realigns.
That's max health actually. So that's 8 plus 9.
Oh, I'm back to full. Thank you.
Nice.
Take that,
Wait,
Martinus.
just to clarify, who got sent up, and then and where are we now? Because two of us got sent up. I could only grab one with Dimension Door, so I shot us hopefully into the mouth of the opening of the temple that we were headed. But so what's the situation?
So what I was going by is that the two of you have emerged now into the mouth of the temple. You're well and truly past the ward area of the ward stones. Raya managed to slip in by virtue of also being speedy. Chucky, Ellaby, and Kiz, I don't think you guys were still attached to Raya, and it was just the three of you who are kind of left outside the ward area about 100 feet away.
Sweet.
How far, there's ground. There is the sediment of the land or the bottom of the ocean is kind of sandy, or is there, can I just swim down and just do that astronaut run and jump?
I'm sure you can try.
I've got a speed of 50, so I'm just kind of.
But do you have a swim speed of 50?
No, I don't. So it's a 25.
Oh, and welcome to Goblin Cave TV, who is now hosting us. Welcome, guys.
Hey, welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
Get this right. Mars just split the party. Haven't you, Mar? You've just split the party.
Split his nose, perhaps.
So the three of us are stuck on the outside of the fences they said weren't there.
Yep.
And we kind of see that chemical kind of bubbles coming out from the portal. Is there any looking for survival or anything around that one that gives us a sort of pathway through these beams of lights, which apparently were just something completely different?
Roll me investigation.
Anyone but me. Literally anyone but me. Anyone at all. Investigation.
Can't help you, sorry.
Can I do that? I just clarity.
I can help you.
That would be great because I've just realised we're underwater.
Great. I'm not great with investigating things, but I touch you and cast guidance.
Right. I'm going to look at the monk. Look, can you just find a way in?
It's this way with an 18 investigations, kind of dodging between the rock and, jumping and then hitting that little sand barge and sliding a little bit and kind of coming up.
All right. Jay, what is your character's passive, let's say dexterity for this one?
Dexterity is 18, so plus passive dexterity. I'm not sure what you're referring to that. I have an 18 dex.
So about a 14 if that's the case.
Okay.
All right. So if that is the case, in order for you guys to do what Chucky is doing, you guys are going to also have to match or exceed that dex check. So you may do so through either acrobatics or I guess I'll be nice and say athletics as well. Yes. So hit me up.
Do we need to do it or are we past this?
Oh, you guys are past it. I mean, you, Martinus, Raya, are probably, stuck to the ceiling right now because of water walking, but either way.
That's cool.
All right, we got a 21 from Ellaby. Laura and...
Dirty 20 for Kiz.
Oh, perfect. All right. So basically what has happened here is that these are fairly simple proximity wards. Basically, if you get too close or if you are in the wrong area, that's when they just kind of trigger off, I guess, Mission Impossible style. So hit me with the flavor. How do your characters get by that? I'm particularly interested to see how the cleric manages to do so while underwater.
I was going to suggest we do if we worked out their proximity things, I hand Kits a large clamshell and we literally just throwing things to set the proximity lights off and we're running between those ones.
Sounds fabulous.
Yep. Perfect.
Chucky's also like hiding behind a rock, jumping up, and then doing that run, baseball slide to the next rock, look up, Jaws, chucks one of those things, and then just doing that astronaut jump and then slide to the next location.
All right. So everybody that's in the entranceway, you have two little events that you get to witness. You get to witness Charky doing this immensely acrobatic, skill-worthy attempt to make his way past the lasers. He is doing this amazing job. And then behind him, we have both Kiz and Ellaby just casually throwing things in the path of lasers as they just kind of blast their way through the proximity ward, so to speak.
Beautiful. I mean, ours was better, but style.
Ours was better.
All right. So now that you are all in the entranceway of the temple, what you can see directly in front of you seems to be a small magical force field, which seems to be separating you from the next area. If we would recognize it as an airlock kind of thing, basically a place to ensure that the water from the ocean doesn't actually flood through the temple. Now, just because I'm mean and just because I have some of my own players at home watching me, you guys are about to go through a trap, which almost every player who's gone through, I've lost at least one character during this trap. So let's see how we go.
Gosh.
We'll be fine.
My body is ready.
Well, we are currently at level 2. All right. So as you guys cross the threshold of this magical barrier, you realize that you can no longer breathe. What you are is in a very large empty room, about 20 feet tall, and even as you go in, you realize that there does not seem to be any air or oxygen in here.
Is there water here?
There is no water, and as a result, you guys can no longer breathe in water either. You guys will immediately be suffocating unless you are jumping in and out.
Except for me, because I have this air bubble around my head.
Except for that one.
Yeah. Does hold breath count? Can I still hold my breath?
You can hold your breath. So directly opposite you, there is an entrance out of this room about 20 feet up on a wall.
Okay.
You said it's upwards?
Sorry?
It's upwards?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to turn into some sort of large flying creature. I just got to see what is a large flying creature that I can turn into.
Giant eagle?
Giant eagle, if I can turn into a giant eagle.
If you'd like to turn into a giant eagle, go ahead.
Yes, I will turn into a giant eagle, and I will just be like, before I turn, get on me, eagle.
Can I quickly, before Raya flies off, can I take a look to see if what I can see? Like, are there any points of interest? Looking for traps and stuff the like.
All right. Passive perception or active or investigation?
I'll do an active perception. That's a crit I got, which stacks up to a 29.
Nice.
All right. So in this room, apparently everything is immediately available to you. What is Martinus's passive arcana?
It's +4, so it'd be like 14.
All right. So Martinus has apparently gone through some very unusual textbooks in the past. And as you have a look around, you can see that there does seem to be a variety of floating glyphs and runes around here. It looks like this particular airlock, so to speak, can be used to actually be upgraded and used either as a passive defense or as an active one. While the current two ones are here, you can see that any oxygen or gas which is generated will immediately be destroyed by the magical glyphs. You can also see that there are two even more unusual ones which you would probably definitely not want to be activated. One which actually nullifies all gravity within the room, and then a final one which initiates an anti-magic field on top of that.
Cool.
So at the moment, you guys will not be able to use any either fire or lightning-based attacks, and if you are going to attempt to throw things, you are going to be doing it at disadvantage. So likewise, because there is no air, it does mean that we are going to be relying on an outright strength check from our giant eagle to beat her wings to actually get up to the doorway.
Kiz sees Mar investigating the different glyphs and spells and stuff, and shouts out, Mar, if it helps, I can dispel certain spells if that helps.
Yeah, I would definitely say dispel the anti-magic one.
Oh, perfect. And I go over and I cast Dispel Magic on the ones he points out to me.
Alrighty. You're just casting Dispel Magic at its basic spell cost?
I will do it, at 3rd level.
3rd level?
I think that's basic, so for that one.
So the anti-magic field is beginning to resist your particular attempts to dispel it. You may be able to dispel it, but it does look like it's going to require a bit of a heftier purchase to kind of nullify it.
Okay.
What do I need to roll?
Sorry?
What did you want me to roll?
Oh, outright strength, because you're having to beat your wings as opposed to rely on air currents to get around.
Okay.
Do I get a sense of how much more power I need to put into it?
What is your arcana?
Not great. -1.
-1. You are not sure at all.
9th level.
Great. Perfect. Wonderful.
15.
15. All right. It's going to be difficult for you to do this as an entire party. So you're going to have to be ferrying everybody up one by one.
I'm not going.
Apparently.
I'll find a way.
Sorry?
I'll find a way. Sorry if I'm lagging.
It's all good. All right. So who would you like to take up first? Ash?
I'm going to take up Chalky first.
I think since Chalky's got his air thing.
Oh, that's right. The air thing. You're fine.
You would think that I'd be fine. He thinks that he'd be fine until he actually starts running in and jumping up. Does that magical item stop working?
So Chalky, I take you up first.
How mean do I want to be as a DM?
If you do, that's fine. I mean, like,
mean,
and then suddenly you get to dispel magic, and it's like anti-magic field. It would go away, and then I'd be like, oh.
See, my logic is that you guys, the reason you have the bowl is from being within water, and you are no longer in water. So the spell itself will just go poof.
It's a command word to release. So I would release it. Thinking if there was no air, I would try to say it like, oh, there's no air. Let's see. And then walk out. And then if there's anti-magic, then it would go away. And then it would be like,
Yeah. It looks like George has also been awarded disadvantage.
Yeah! Yeah!
But so I guess my attempt would go and then it would fail. And then Rhea would take me.
All right. So keep in mind how long you guys can hold your breath for. Chucky, how long can you hold your breath? So it's going to be 1 plus your con mod.
So 3.
3. All right. 3 minutes. And Rhea, as a giant eagle, what is your capacity to hold your breath?
Let's see. What is it? Is it con?
Yep.
Yeah, 1 plus con modifier.
So +1. But I use my own con because I shapeshift. So therefore it would be 2.
2. All right. So there we go. All right. So you begin to fly up and slowly move Chucky towards the entrance about 20 feet up. In the meantime, Kiz, is there anything you would like to do with the currently dormant anti-magic field you're trying to dispel?
I'm gonna look at Mar and be like, Mar, do you know how much power I need to put into this?
Let me have a think. And can I maybe Arcana check to try and work out how high a level it is?
Yep, go ahead.
That would be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. Because apparently it's doing that thing where Roll20 likes to double up on things for whatever reason.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Did you use that disadvantage you had?
there was
Or?
also
Oh,
a
true.
disadvantage.
Oh, well, then, yeah, I guess that would still be the 20.
Oh, fair enough. All right, let's knock that one out.
Take that, chat. Disadvantage me. Take that.
He
All right.
needs it just
Bring
to
it
balance
back.
it.
No.
Laura, you have
I
been
have to-
provided with disadvantage.
Oh no.
All right, let's get rid of that. Okie doke. So, with a dirty 20, you are able to ascertain that in order to disable this particular anti-magic field, it is going to require a combined cost of about 6 spell slots. So, in this case, you could make use of 6 level 1 spell slots, 3 level 2, 1 level 6. You decide on how much.
I hate this.
Yeah, that's a lot of magic. Maybe we just go with the eagle.
Yeah,
Well-
do you think it's worth it? I can come up with something if it's worth it, but I'm thinking ahead and I don't want anyone to die or anything.
Fair enough. Let's see how the eagle goes. If that works and nobody dies, maybe we'll go with that, but let's keep it on the back burner.
I like that you guys can talk while you're in a vacuum.
Wait,
Maybe
we're sort
we'll
of standing on the
yeah.
precipice.
I'll say we'll step
you
out
said,
to talk.
You said that we could
Yeah.
stick in our heads in and out. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In that case, I would say, fools tend to get stuck in bear traps. I just tend to avoid the forest. Trip for 1, anybody? And I put my hand out to see if anyone wants to come with me.
Ellaby, why don't you go?
They're all hesitating.
Right, so I put the cleric's hand into Martinus's hand. I'd rather the cleric get up there because we're going to need healing, and she can bring us back to life. Link those two. So
All right.
his hand straight into Martinus's one.
Well, good choice. The cleric. Fantastic. I say, just one moment, stand with me, and I bang my drum on my back, and I say, "Ghosts have just the right in every way to fear the light, just as man fears the dark." And I cast Dimension Door and want to go straight across to the opening through the other doorway.
All right, so about 20 feet up. No worries. 2 dimension doors. I'm just getting you to burn through these spell slots, aren't
That's it.
I?
Does he know about the anti-magic runes? I say to Kiz.
Well, the Dimension Door should technically go around it because it's just
Fair
like
enough.
one opening and one exit. It's not necessarily a line, I think.
So yes, you are going to be able to step from the entrance of the room to the exit. Just in time for Rhea and Chucky, I believe, to arrive.
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. So you step out and see the giant eagle who is furiously beating her wings to try and get up to the area she needs to. All right. So
The eagle emerges from the forest. Interesting.
So at this point, I turn to Ma and say, look, don't take this the wrong way, but you need to get on my back.
With pleasure. I climb on straight away without hesitation.
And then, because I picked a random magic item, I drink the potion of climbing I have. Run into a room and climb up the 20-foot wall.
Oh, so strong.
Unfortunately, we're in a vacuum. You can't say that.
I think it.
Slapped on the hand.
I'm sorry, my dagger's poking you in the back. I'll move it.
All right, and I believe that, sorry, you have the climbing.
Potion of climbing.
What is your strength score?
My strength score is a 18, so that's a +4.
All right. George, remind me again what race you are?
Shadar Kai.
All righty. Getting fancy up in here.
Yeah.
All right. It should be fine, but Chris, can I get you to do a roll, apparently at disadvantage, to ensure that you can actually carry him up the wall? So you can definitely climb. It's just the actual holding on to him that's the problem.
Oh, I'm really happy to drop him repeatedly, just to be clear.
Yeah, can I offer him help by massaging his shoulders as he works?
Well, I would ordinarily say yes, but the chat has decreed disadvantage, so...
Fair enough. I do it anyway. It's not helpful, but I am massaging your shoulders.
Unfortunately, chat, I'm still at 19, even at disadvantage.
All right. So that was an outcome of 1 + 8, I believe. So nat 1.
I got a no. What was that? No, 19. That was so I rolled 2. So the first one was 17, and the second one was 11. So
okay, got it. All right. So with the 19, you are going to be able to carry him up with no problem. Is there any flavor you would like to provide aside from intense descriptions of that dagger? Because we don't need that.
It's almost like those kind of black and white silent comedies where every once in a while you see Evie just accidentally slam him into the wall because this is the first time he can't actually hear Ma for ages, and this is just brilliant. So rather than running quickly, because I can hold my breath for 4 minutes, so I'm fine. So I'm going to see how he turns blue as I climb up thing. Just check every once in a while.
Yeah, as we're climbing, Ma's mouth does not stop moving because he is trying to talk. And then as we crest over out of the thing, he just says, essential oils.
Fair enough. All right, I believe that leaves only Kiz down on the ground, which Rhea will hypothetically go down and grab.
I took Kiz on the dimension door.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay. In that case, everybody's up there.
Yeah.
Hey!
Perfect.
But DM, you said you wanted one of the players to die, so I kicked Ma back down the room.
Good choice.
All right. Now, give me a quick sec while I look as to what is the next part. It's amazing. I've only actually looked at my notes like 3 times this entire time. All right. So, guys, we're going to take like a quick 2, maybe 3-minute break and then come back, at the turning of the hour. We'll do our last hour of play and then we're good. So, refresh yourselves and we'll be back in just a moment. So,
Sweet.
All right, welcome back, guys. So you have all been able to successfully make your way through the vacuum room with nary a problem, which is the first time that's ever happened. So I get to rub that into all of my normal players. Thank you.
Erect.
I just need to neglect to tell them that a dimension door and a giant eagle was involved.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are now standing at the entrance to the temple proper. Directly ahead of you, you can see what looks like a long stone corridor, and it does seem to be regularly lit with what looks like ghostly blue flame torches. Now, occasionally here or there in the distance, you can also see a variety of humanoids. Those of you with a passive perception of 16 through to 18 or higher, you'll be able to ascertain that it looks like many of these humanoids look like they were once creatures you were familiar with. So human, lizard folk, so on, but it looks like they've been mutated in some way to have more aquatic features. Some of them seem to just outright have fins, some of them seem to have more octopus-like tentacles, while others you can see the occasional gasping of gills here and there. Almost all of them seem to be moving in a almost rhythmic way as they all step in time, and you can see that many of them just seem to be hurrying back and forth without any particular attention paid towards the entrance itself. While we were also on break, Jay has received a one-use item, and it looks like Ashy receives a one-use item.
Hey!
And it looks like Ashy's will be of uncommon quality. Give me a quick sec. Advanced filters, get rid of the rare. And now we're going for uncommon. I have way too many charts. All right, so 1d15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Ashy, what you have received is the Filter of Love. The next time you see a creature within 10 minutes after drinking this filter, you become charmed by that creature for 1 hour. If the creature is of a species or gender you're normally attracted to, you regard it as your true love while you are charmed. This potion's rose-hued effervescent liquid contains one easy-to-miss bubble shaped like a heart.
Ooh, so I can feed it to somebody?
You might be able to feed it to someone.
Cool.
Oh, and it looks like George has also received a disadvantage.
Yeah!
All right, so as it stands now, George, you have 1 disadvantage. Chris, you have 2. Ashy, you have no outstanding advantages or disadvantages. Laura, you have 1 advantage and a disadvantage. Jay and myself both have a disadvantage to use.
I would like to state, I get the potion when I'm a druid and not a bard, and I'm mad about that.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, so this next part I was intending for us to go through and do as more of a group challenge. So are all of you familiar with group checks?
Yes.
Well, in that case, let's see how we can go. So you may be able to sneak your way through the remaining of the structure to find out exactly what this structure contains and whether it might be able to deactivate the maelstrom, so to speak. So from here, I'll do this as a sequence of 5 rounds. And in order to succeed at these 5 rounds, it means that the party's average needs to meet the DC. So does anybody have any questions or problems?
Mars going to quickly ask everyone, can everyone see in the dark? Anyone not able to see in the dark?
I am cursed with human eyes.
Weakness!
There's always one.
What are you, my dad?
No, I'm becoming my own father.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Everybody in the game who was wearing glasses just tentatively touches them. And all right. So, yes, we apparently have some people who do not have dark vision. At this point as a DM, I just assume everyone has dark vision. Like, then they need to explicitly tell me when they don't.
That's why I needed to ask.
So that's my feeling. Martinus, Darcy, how would you like to try and get Martinus past that?
So are we sneaking? What's the situation?
You will be going through a series of gauntlets, challenges as you would, where you all need to roll and hopefully succeed on that as an average.
So are we in fear of alerting people? Are we stealthing, or are we?
That will be the first challenge for you guys to see how stealthy you can be before we go through the structure.
Are we in water right now or no?
You are currently in air.
Air. Okay. Well, I'm going to use control flame so that way the bard can see.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
Will...
Is that going to alert things to our presence? Like, are we better off just like, I can make two of us invisible, and then I can just follow whoever will guide me.
Yeah, maybe someone guide the human. All right, I'll do it. I take him by the hand.
I've got some rope. We could tie it around his waist, and you can tie it around my waist. We could do it that way if you really wanted to.
I know you're all reluctant to help, but Ma has begrudgingly offered his services. So shall we? And I cast invisibility on both of us.
Oh, correct choice. Now, come on. Wait, where did you go?
Where did you go,
Marco?
All right.
I'm so tempted to take it. It's great sort of just swing it around at the two of them. You can hear, but have impulse control and right there.
Impulse control in D&D.
Okay, guys, I'll follow you. And I say as I'm holding Martinus by the hand.
Yeah, we're holding hands.
All righty.
It's purely business. It's purely business.
The first of the checks will be a stealth check to determine how sneaky the party is as they go through the physical dimensions of the lair. Now, George, Chris, and Jay, you will all be doing this at disadvantage. Laura, you will be doing so at advantage. And Ashy, your call. You get to roll as normal.
Cool.
Well, does your disadvantage negate the advantage you would probably get from... Do we get advantage for being invisible?
You will not, since this is a chat disadvantage.
Okay.
The viewers have determined you will be terrible.
Do I get advantage? Because I'm not chat disadvantage.
Huh.
That's true.
You're the only one who has not been advantage or disadvantage so far. Just draw the crosshairs onto you. You get to roll at advantage.
Does anyone have disadvantage that I can see that's not invisible? That's near me? So I can give you guidance.
No heavy armors?
Quick question. How many disadvantages did I have? Did I already use that one when I first attacked the Sanguine, or do I have a second one?
Gosh dang.
Oh, you have received 4 disadvantages throughout this entire stream so far.
Oh, I have? Oh, okay. I didn't realize I clocked that much.
No, I got that wrong. This is your first disadvantage for the stream. Somebody only applied it to you earlier.
Just give you some love, Jay.
All right.
Sorry, I was looking at Chris's when I was like 4.
So I actually have drunken luck, and after I take a big swig of alcohol, I can use 2 key points and negate my disadvantage on an ability, saving throw, or attack. Will this apply for this?
If you want that to apply, then I will allow you to have advantage on this roll, but you do need to deal with that disadvantage at some point.
Okay.
Who is anyone else fearing this part of the encounter?
Nah, bring it on.
I can help somebody out, basically.
I can also give someone guidance if anyone needs it.
I'll take a guidance. Oh no, I'm invisible, mate. Hey, Kiss, Kiss.
Where are you?
It's me. I'm going to put my hand on your shoulder.
Oh, is that you?
Yeah. Can I get some guidance of how to do stealth good?
Oh, of course, sweetie. And I touch your hand.
Oh, thank you.
My stealth roll was a nat 20. With a 20, with a 2, so 22.
All right, we have a nat 20. Very nice. All right. If that is the case, Ash, you can choose to automatically allow the entire party to succeed at this round of the group checks.
Yes.
Otherwise, you can store it away and use it to get something else if you'd like.
I'll use it and let the party get out safely.
Yep. All right. Well, in that case, this first of the round is going to be an automatic success with a nat 20. Ash, hit me up. Exactly what do you do that you get to cover for everyone?
Okay. So I kind of like, with my little gnome legs, I just slowly start stealthing, kind of looking around, kind of like paying attention, like hyper focusing on everything. And I'm like, shh, like, watch over there, and over there, and this. Shh, come on, let's go. That's what I'm doing. I'm just keeping super hyper focused lookout on everything.
Somebody sneezes and there's just a shh.
Sorry.
Shh, that would make a librarian proud.
Temple.
Alrighty, so round one is apparently a success. All right, on to round two. So the layout of this particular temple seems to be heavily involving quite a lot of movement of water. So there are sections where you guys will need to actively go through rooms, swim through. Sometimes there are areas with raging torrents that you need to cross. Can I get the group check? And based on that, so I guess it's going to be, again, George, Chris, and Jay. You guys have disadvantage unless you, from the chat. Laura, you have advantage.
What are we checking? Sorry, what's the
I think it's another stealth check.
I was going for an athletics check to get through it all. If you guys have something else that you can rationalize, you may do so. Is that a nat 1 coming from Ellaby?
Who looks particularly unathletic?
There's 2 nat 1s.
Disadvantage.
Okay, 2 nat 1s.
We'll do the nat 1 with the disadvantage.
Did you get a nat 1 as well, Ash?
No, I did not. I didn't roll yet. Hold on. What am I rolling? Athletics
is my recommendation.
Okay. That's a 10.
10? All right.
I got an 8.
Is there a way to navigate these challenges in an acrobatic way? Can I like bound off the wall or something rather than like fighting through a stream?
I will allow it.
Sweet. That's pretty good. 29.
Oh, what if pretty good?
What if I don't let go of his hand?
Take me with you.
Well, apparently
this is the manual dimension door.
With the 29, you're apparently flapping all over the room behind him. So, Darcy, that was a 29. Ash, sorry, you got a 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jay?
Nat 1 for a 5 with that disadvantage.
Woofed. George?
8.
All right, I'm going to lump you in with Darcy just because obvious reasons.
Body
Laura?
system.
18.
Chris?
Freaked out by Ma. I get a nat 1, which takes me to 9.
All righty.
Enzy, as we're going to call him from now on.
So, sorry, you rolled a nat 1. Okay, so we're coming up towards the end of the session. Let me think. What can I do to mess with you guys? So Jay and Chris. I mean, I've already targeted your weapons. That's actually what I can do. Jay, as you are bounding across one of these particular little sections with rocks water and rocks just torrenting everywhere, there is a horrid moment when you suddenly hear something clatter and crash behind you, and you turn to find that your main loved bottle of alcohol has smashed onto the ground.
Oh.
I'm standing there just looking at it going,
When we make it out of here, I'll buy you a new bottle.
And then he grabs the secondary flask, puts it back and starts going. And sadly, just kind of slumping, going, it's not as potent. It's not the good stuff. Yeah.
All right. And Chris, remind me again what Ellaby's class is?
Barbarian.
Barbarian.
I don't really have much, apart from the long way of adventure.
All right.
That'd be great.
You are the last in the line to cross this particular area. Are you a barefooted barbarian?
Yeah, why not?
All right. When you hear a crunching noise underfoot as you directly step onto the glass of the previous flask that Jay had, give me a sec. You are going to be taking 2 points of piercing damage. And on top of that, you now have an injured foot, which means that unless it is outright healed, you are going to be getting disadvantage on dexterity checks for the remainder of the session.
Do I see this?
Probably not in the initial torrent, but, between the rounds, possibly. Depends on if Ellaby brings it up, I guess. Eventually, you'll be tracked to your location by the big bloody footprints everywhere.
Hand Chucky back bits of his bottle out of my foot.
Sorry, say again.
I hand Chucky bits of his bottle out of my foot. I just pull bits of the glass out and just pack him slowly in pieces like that.
Yeah. Oh, coming from NVC DM, summon Harold Holt to guide you through the water.
I didn't take that spell. I didn't take Harold Holt as a spell.
For the Americans who are now probably very confused, Harold Holt was an Australian Prime Minister who went swimming one day and never came back. There is the ongoing Australian joke that one day Harold Holt will rise from the sea to lead Australia to greatness again.
I mean, who do you think our spectral guardian was?
I just assumed it was a drop bear. So. Or a spider. All right. So, you guys have made it through. Ellaby, you obviously hand over the glass shards of Chucky's beloved original flask.
Points my foot to Rhea. I'm like, oops, I did it again. Your school uniforms, that's fine.
Sorry.
All right. Now, let's have a look at the average y'all just rolled. I'm assuming very bad.
Mm-hmm. Probably not great.
Oh, no, that's a time. Divided by 6. You guys just got an average of 11.1. All right. So, flavor it up for me. What is the problem you guys encounter in this challenge? Like your particular characters?
My party, apparently.
Yeah, I'm being dragged around by Martinus because he's doing all of these crazy flips and things, and I'm just like bumping into walls and like because I've just refused to let go of his hand. So I'm like scraping on the ground. At some point, I like knock into someone because I'm invisible, and I'm like, "Ow!"
He knocks into me. Watch where you're going.
Yeah, you watch it.
I can't see you.
Oh, good. My name is Martinus.
You wish.
Your name sounds like Mar.
Tinus, yes.
You're lacking a few syllables, I think.
Here comes Mar, and then comes Tinus. Alrighty, guys, let's move on to part 3. You guys have been able to infiltrate into the depths of the temple. You've been able to make your way fairly well past the majority of the guards with no particular problem. Anybody who has paid attention has mostly... the only tip-off that they've really received is the big bloody footprint, which may have been somewhere. But aside from that, you've pretty much been able to get through relatively unscathed. Now, there is, however, a problem as you find your progress blocked by a door directly in front of you. The door isn't necessarily the problem. It's the fact that there appears to be magical wards on this door which are impeding your progress. In order to get past this, I would recommend an Arcana, but again, you guys can make your own judgment.
Well, I see runes. I'll definitely give it a little arcana check.
All right, make sure it's at a disadvantage.
Oh, no.
Well, hold on. I'm going to cast Enhance Ability, so therefore you should only be able to roll a straight one.
I'll chime
able to?
in. I can help you, but I will require you to indulge in my poetry and enjoy it.
All right, yeah, go on.
Okay. No one ever sees his face, and yet you all agree that every plate we break was cracked by Mr. Nobody. And I touch you on the back and give you some bardic inspiration.
Damn, what a banger.
People talk about it all the time.
That was lovely.
Thank you. I bow invisibly.
What is your bardic inspiration at the moment? Is it D8?
D10.
D10. All right. With that becomes a 26.
26. Very nice.
And that was with disadvantage, chat.
Take that.
All right. Chris, you will also be doing this at disadvantage. Since we still have to go through Laura, you'll be doing this at disadvantage. And aside from that, I think the only person that isn't caught up is myself and Chris, who still has one after this. One disadvantage after this. All right, so yes, can I get everybody to roll Arcana or their alternatives?
Everyone roll Arcana?
Yep.
Ooh, 23.
Oh. Wow.
Who rolled 23?
I rolled a 23.
All right.
30-20.
I rolled a nat 20 and a 19, so 18.
Oh, so close.
18. Wild.
Right.
Hey, we talked about cheating at the start, Stan, where we'd roll natural 20s all the time. Well, I'm now running nat 1s all the time from now on. That's a 0 I just got.
Oof.
I mean, not the first time. I've had people who managed to roll into like -5 at one point, and that was fun. Jay, what would you like to roll?
I will roll Arcana. He's not very good at it, but surprisingly, he must be very keen because I rolled an 18, and I was like, "Yeah, that's a symbol. That's a symbol." There's another symbol. It looks like this.
You missed one. Oh, there's one.
Yep, there's one. Don't see that one.
Your rune reading is getting really good.
Yeah, it reminds me of the alcohol content label on the proof for that shanty whiskey from that dive that we had, but that other symbol looks like the cloud of that shark, and that one looks like it just starts naming off different shapes of sea animals and ship things that they look like.
Everyone has their method.
I'm still stuck on the fact that he said it reminds me of the proof of the alcohol. I'm like, when did you ever look at the proof of the alcohol?
Well, the proof of the alcohol makes it better. I got to have the strong stuff. I broke my good stuff. So I got this. I got one drink left of my last drink shot of the mediocre stuff. See, the good stuff I dropped. The mediocre stuff, I don't know what it's going to do. So definitely not going to make me good. See, proof is important.
All right, Chris, for your nat 1, on the other hand, your penalty. You were the first in line and you didn't actually notice what was wrong with this door. And as a result, you just walked directly into it. There is a bang and abruptly you're tossed away about 5 to 10 feet, taking 13 points of force damage as you do. And as you get up, you... stereotypical cartoon thing, hair is on end, completely dazed. Looking like a mad scientist, that sort of thing.
Careful, it's trapped.
Thank you, Dr. Science.
But you'll be happy to know that the team's average was 17.6, and as a result, you guys are going to be able to work together to break down the trap. The ward. That's the word.
Yep.
All
Take away
right.
the magic. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm looking at all of the wards and I move one into place and then the 3 blue ones light up and disappear. I'm like, Candy Crush.
I got Plants vs. Zombies over here. All right. Does anybody have a passive perception of 17 or higher?
I do.
Yeah, 17.
All right.
Yeah.
Before you go through the door, those who have that passive perception, you will notice that the door is trapped.
There's that octopus symbol again that I recognize as that might hurt if we walk through.
He's correct, yes.
Yes, the door's trapped. We all saw it.
Well,
So
I
we're going
mean,
in, right?
we've already, things are probably alerted to our presence anyway after Ellaby's loud door attempt. So maybe I will cast Shatter on the door, just like shatter it open.
All right. If you would like to cast Shatter on the door, I will probably put that as a round. Ooh, you guys do have the unnatural 20. Sorry, the natural 20 of the original self. You know what? Roll me a sleight of hand. If you are able to get 18 or higher on this, you will be able to shatter the door without notifying anyone.
Okay. I probably can't shatter the door without notifying anyone. Shatter is explicitly a very loud spell, so I wouldn't. It's okay if you just want to let people know.
And large AoE.
Yeah. But I'll go for it. I'll follow you. Oh, well, it's bad anyway. So the sleight of hand is 7.
7. All right. Sorry, hit me with the flavor. Obviously, it's going to be a big bang. What happens?
I'm just trying to. I figure traps are typically like delicate. There's like a switch or like a trigger or a string or something. So if I just crack this door, it's going to let whatever thing was on it it's going to at least, I guess, mess up the trap. That's the intention. So I bang the drum and a resounding boom sort of cracks the door to its core.
Alrighty. So when that occurs, you guys can suddenly hear voices shouting an alarm from a distance behind you. It sounds like elsewhere in the temple they are now notified as to your presence, but as you begin to take a few steps forward and over the rubble of the trap, it looks like you do now have to contend with what looks like 3 fairly minor guards who immediately rush up to you. They appear to be of aquatic origin in of themselves, so 3 Tritons, and as they rush up, you can see that their eyes are just kind of blank, as if there's just no consciousness necessarily behind them. You guys might be able to bluff your way through, but ultimately that will come down to you.
Don't we have a bard?
Yeah, I guess I step away. If they're not like drawing their weapons or they're looking tentative at all, I will engage in conversation if I may.
Yep. So basically they immediately rush up when you do not immediately... Sorry, they do have their weapons drawn, but they do not seem to be outwardly going for an immediate attack.
Did you hear that horrible racket?
Yes, the alarm has sounded.
I know. And what, you're standing here doing what?
So the guard stops for a moment and then looks you up and down. You are not wearing the regalia. Where is your outfit?
You weren't advised of our presence here today? What, you just address me so casually? Like another peasant? You think this is how you treat your esteemed guests? This is unbelievable. I shan't have it. I shall not have it.
All right. Persuasion or intimidation?
Enhanceability on charisma checks. Go. Advantage.
Would a performance do?
I will accept a performance.
Okay, thank you.
It's a free dress day.
23.
It's a mufti day. God, that's a term that I haven't heard in God knows how long. I'm old. Anyway, sorry, what was it?
23.
23. Very nice. All righty. So with a... Let me just double check. Yep. Nope. There are no advantages for you remaining. The three of the cards show the first vestiges of emotion as they begin to kind of rock back and forth. You can see that their eyes slightly light up as they listen to you before before all three of them just bow to you. We apologize, sir. We will, of course, be moving to intercept the intruders. If you would be able to wait in our guard room, and then you will be announced to the High Lord Attercuttle.
Yes, of course. And I continue. I
Hold up. Before you do continue, apparently there is a wild magic surge.
Hey.
Oh, good.
All right, so let's check out severity. We have a 3, which means an extreme reaction.
Ooh.
All right, and let's have a look at what that's going to be. That is a 96 on the table.
Oh, yes.
All right. Darcy, what is Martinus's spell save DC?
My spell save DC is 16.
All right. Can I please get a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC?
Against my... Okay.
Actually, can I get everyone to do a spell save against 16? Sorry, a wisdom save against 16.
I fail against my own very impressive DC.
What is it? What do I need to...
16
wisdom save.
Wisdom save, okay.
Oh, damn. 15.
15.
All right. Jay, you're muted again.
23.
Yeah. Well, that's a nat 1 for 4.
Ooh.
But I'm wondering, I'm trying to see if there's something about something else. But that nat 1 I think is going to kick in.
All right. And I think, oh wait, no, here he comes back. I was about to say Chris is gone, but he's back again. He's also
muted.
I clicked all the buttons. I was doing my hair. Sorry. What was going on?
We just need a wisdom save.
Okay. How about moving on to the next player?
The wild magic says no.
That's a 9.
That's a 9. All right.
Okay.
Laura, let's see if you can save the day here. So a wild magic surge abruptly channels out, and everybody bar Kiz feels the intense, awkward sensation of their physical forms abruptly turning into sheep.
Oh, no.
Kiz, you are now surrounded. Your party are now all sheep. You are surrounded by 5 sheep as well as the guards in front of you.
Bah, I say in Dwarvish.
Second.
I would like to chew on Martin's pants.
I clear my throat. Sorry, the bad.
I'm like, all these batting sheep. Would this be considered a curse?
It is not. According to the spell save, the wild magic surge, they are transformed into sheep as if by the polymorph spell.
Okay, would greater restoration do it?
Ooh, good question. I don't think it does. Polymorph requires a dispel, I think.
Oh, well, I guess.
Oh, you could just knock them down to 1 HP, your call.
Oh.
If you bonk a polymorph it,
you're the sheep.
That sounds
good.
Yeah, I could bonk them and then re-up them. This is bad. Okay. Spell, choose 1 creature. They're all, so what? There's all of them. Oh my god.
Every member of your party except you.
5 sheep. Cool.
I'm chewing on some pants.
Great. It's going great. Okay, greater restoration would not work, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I don't have mass kill.
Kill us! Kill us! I'm a cutlet!
Do they have? Do I know if they have like the toughness or HP of a sheep? Do they all have like really low HP right now?
You said your passive arcana is at 11, I think.
Yeah.
You don't have that knowledge, apparently. You may do an active roll to determine it if you'd like.
Or is it? Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. Can I just do a roll to see if to help me think of what kind of things it could help get them out of this situation?
Yep, go for it. Keep in mind, you still have to contend with the 3 guards in front of you who are now probably very confused.
Yeah, I have an idea.
Okay. What would I roll? What am I rolling?
So Arcana, if you'd like to divine the what's going on for them magically, you might be able to do a persuasion or performance to dissuade the guards from.
Oh gosh, the Arcana is a 1, not a nat 1, just a 1. It's going great. I'm fine. And then persuasion or performance for I guess either one. I roll a 5 on that.
Being fleeced.
I go, bah! Which to all the other sheep means get him, and then I headbutt one of the guards.
I demand pets from one of the guards.
All right. Roll me an attack roll, George, and Ash, if you can roll me a persuasion check for persuasion for cuteness, I guess.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and assume a sheep has +0.
Yeah, I'm looking it up now. Oh, there we go, sheep.
What's a charisma modifier for a sheep?
Apparently -3.
I rolled an 18 just as a regular D20.
That's a 10.
A 10?
Look at what big sheep eyes. Bah.
10. You will actually beat the armor class of the guard in front of you. So you may apparently do a attack roll of 1, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So the guard gets abruptly headbutted by the by the marsh sheep, and is kind of knocked to the ground. Most of them are still just completely shocked by exactly what's going on, but the other 2 begin to level their blades again at Kiz as well as the rest of them. Rhea attempts to look endearing as a sheep, but is not quite able to make it. What would the rest of you guys like to try and do, or you're just happy being sheep? Or
from my knowledge, who do I think in my party could help the most with this?
You probably the more magically inclined, so I'd probably say either Martinus or Rhea.
Martinus or Rhea. Okay.
Pick me. Pick me.
Who's saying that?
Pick me.
Which sheep is saying that? I can't even tell.
Pick me.
Okay, I'm gonna trust him, even though he's a barbarian. And I'm gonna wing it and cast a spell magic on Alibi.
All right.
Alibi. At 6th level, which I'm gonna probably regret.
All right. There you receive the magical tingle to advise that the spell is successful, and they revert back from a sheep. Darcy, you have just received disadvantage from the chat.
Oh, perfect.
I see Ella back and I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. Everyone's a sheep. I feel like I failed as a mother. I don't know what to do. Help me.
Is that a common motherhood problem, your children turning to sheep?
Yes.
Yeah. Sigh for a moment. Try to console the cleric by picking up the 2 sheep near me, and DM, you can roll a d4 and work out who's who. But I just pick up 2 sheep and say, this is how we deal with it, and then I just smash them together.
Which 2?
I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's have
It's
a
a
look.
logic puzzle.
1d4. It is going to be apparently Rhea and Ma. The 2 of you get slammed together. Is that just going to be an improvised attack of 1 HP?
Yeah. I'm just going to bonk like that and see if it reverts them back into their normal shapes.
You have
to,
2 very
rip me away from the
dazed-looking
guard.
sheep in your hand, if that's the case.
That's fine. I'll do it a bit harder without that. So I've got improvise, which is +5. So that's literally 5 points of damage.
All right. You slam them together, and there is a sudden pop as they change back upon impact. Now both at 0 HP and unconscious.
Okay.
If polymorph would just drop you to, you would still have your same HP, but that's up to you.
Let's have a look. Where is this? There it is. Oh, yep. You are correct. The 2 of you just bloop over. You'll be taking 3 HP from the excess damage.
And then,
Ow!
And then I kick the other sheep into the other sheep, like football style. Like, one into the other one.
Hey!
Excuse us. Quirk of the job, I say to the guards.
Yeah, I'm a mage. Sheep mage.
So the guards are very, very suspicious now. Please roll me a persuasion at disadvantage.
Deception? Will deception do?
It will still be disadvantage because you have the chat one.
That's fair. Oof. All right. Like it matters, apparently. 26.
26. All right. Apparently, this is not the most unusual thing these guards have ever seen in anything. So they look suspicious, and then one of them just kind of does the whole "I'm watching you" towards Martinus. So you were the one who headbutted. Or was that?
Oh no, that was me.
Oh yeah, to Ma just does that.
That was a threat. I'll take him on.
As they walk by. So now that you have gathered your bearings, I'm sorry, Laura, were you about to say something?
Who looks the worst?
Me.
Health wise, or just
Health-wise.
like in aesthetics?
In general,
Because it's definitely Ma.
No, yeah, I look incredible. Look at these flowing robes and this big hat.
Me.
That hat makes you look like a nerd.
What three of you look the worst health-wise?
I'm fine. I'm doing well.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
Ellaby and who
I'll
else?
take some health. I got hit earlier.
Okay. Well, is everyone still at? Are there people still at like 0, or are we?
No,
Forgot.
everybody's fine.
No,
Everyone's back.
Yeah, apart from
Okay.
Elby, who's been bleeding for the entire adventure, but no one seems to have noticed.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You never said anything.
Oh, barbarian! You don't say anything, which is
I didn't realize it was your blood.
Yeah.
So no one needs mass healing. Ellaby just needs
No.
some help.
Yeah.
Okay. How bad you looking, my friend?
About 40 hit points down.
Oh, okay.
Again, it's fine, no problem. Save it to later.
I'm gonna do something about that. I'm going to cast Healing Word at level 3 for you.
Anybody else feel like eating lamb? I'm just really
No, I feel that.
Ash just Rhea just casually removes some string and fabric from her mouth.
3d4 plus 9 healing for Ellaby.
Thank you.
Alrighty. So now that you guys have been able to maintain your bearings, you realize that the corridor you're in seems to be of a shaped in a curved nature. And as you have a look directly towards your left, you can see an immense area of filled with water. Seems to have been built into the heart of the temple itself. Now, it does look like the big first thing that kind of distracts you guys is the fact that this entire watery pit seems to have the bottom of the area just completely coated in gold coins, jewels, some shipwrecks here and there, but just an immense, excessive amount of treasure. Now, the second thing to pop out to you, however, seems to be the fact that there is one very large eye just staring at all of you through this peephole as you realize that this entire temple has been dedicated to the worship of the very dark form that you guys saw at the start of the session, which in this case is a very large and very confused kraken.
Hey. Well, what do you guys say that we try and grab some treasure and get out?
Is the eye looking at us?
Yes.
Don't we need to turn something off?
I'm
just
gonna
kill it, and then that's the end of this. Then I can just,
I'm gonna curiously reach over and just pick up a gold piece.
So you guys are standing like to go down is maybe 40 to 50 feet. So that's where the base of this immense aquarium would be.
Wow.
It looks like, courtesy of the chat, we've just had a monster added in.
So in my language, my people's language, we have a name for this creature. It's called Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy. All right. So all right. We had a monster, specifically the bunyip, which has been added. Is bunyip not an actual D&D thing?
Probably not.
I've never heard of that one.
I totally thought it was. Okay. Guess I'm mixing that up. Yeah, well, I recognize it from that. I just totally thought it was actually like a creature. Apparently not. All right, let's go for challenge rating 10 on aquatic creature, I guess.
As Kiz sees this, can she cast a few things?
You may have a round in which to prepare yourselves. Then if you guys would like to enter combat, we may do so. Keep in mind we only have 9 minutes left, so you guys may go for combat, you might go for charisma. That's your call on how you want to settle this.
Okay.
So to be clear, I want to kill it. I literally want to charge in and kill it, but the rest of the party may not want to die in a TPK.
I also want to charge in and kill it because I am a short gnome who has anger issues.
Ma,
Yes.
I looking at everybody else who's getting aggressive. What do you say we door our way out of here up top? If they're going to throw their lives away, I prefer to just drown.
I wouldn't say no.
So I'm going to just hang back and see what folks do.
All right. Your attention is abruptly caught by the sound of an immense roaring noise from the other end of the corridor. And directly ahead of you, you are able to see that there seems to be a strange monstrosity, what looks like a furred creature with an immense paddle of a tail. And apparently this is going to be a bunyip, who I am basing on the stat block of a reduced threat dragon turtle.
What the hell is that doing here?
I'm going to cast... I'm going to cast Beacon of Hope on Ellaby, Chucky, and Rhea.
All right.
For the duration, each target has advantage on wisdom saving throws, death saving throws, and regains the maximum number of hit points possible from any healing.
Excellent. All right, so that'll be your action. Is anybody else going to do an action before we jump in?
Yeah, I'm going to rage.
I am going to turn. Where are we at? Are we into stone or what? Water?
Oh, you guys are basically on like part of a curved amphitheater kind of aquarium thing. Like you're like on the observation area. You could just jump through the magical barrier and into the central area with the Kraken, or you can take your chances with the Bunyip.
Okay, reason I'm asking because I want to turn into a fire elemental.
All right.
And the Kraken is in water, correct?
Yep.
I'm going to take my chance with the Bunyip.
Are we within 60 feet of Bunyip?
Let's say yes.
I will cast Polymorph on it.
I don't take your chance with the Bunyip. All right, give me a sec. That is with save.
Yeah, 16.
It got 17.
Damn it. Rough.
And just for my own amusement, so the previous third form of the Bunyip with its beaver tail and third form abruptly combines with the polymorph that you attempt to force on it, and it sprouts a giant beak. You guys are now dealing with a gigantic platypus.
Oh, no. Now that's just made up.
Oh, right. God, that's amazing.
So, you guys hear a roar from behind you, and as you turn, you finally see what looks like the one other adventurer who had been on the boat with you guys, who had gone missing at the start of the session, as Roland the Spell Sword just draws his sword and charges past you into battle with the Bunyip.
Oh, classic Roland.
I say we charge.
For Queen and country.
Yeah. What, the Bunyip or the Kraken of Death? I'm just looking for clarity in what we're attacking first, because I'm supposed to do something.
Everything.
Right, okay. I'm a little lost.
Attack whatever moves, I say as I pull out my dagger and charge at the Bunyip.
All right. Are you guys fine if I use the initiative order from the original combat?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Sure.
All right. In that case, let us begin with Ma.
I am going to cast Scatter on the Bunyip.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and teleport it into the Kraken's eyeball.
That's good.
Interesting.
Not necessarily inside it, but as in if its fur and its duck beak gets all scratchy in its eye, then I wouldn't say no.
All right. It got an 8 for the wisdom save.
It would be a 16.
All right. So hit me with the flavor. What happens?
As I run at it with a dagger, I'm like, oh shit, this was a bad idea. That thing is huge. And then I just go, bah! And I like kind of swipe the air at it and just like push it aside, and it kind of whizzes and teleports into the Kraken's eye. And then all of the fur and stuff gets stuck to the jelly bits of the Kraken's eyeball.
All right. So you guys can feel the manipulation of time and space even from here as the two try and teleport into the same general area. Both of them are bumped out, taking 5d8 of damage.
Yeah.
27 points each. So that's easy enough. The Kraken gives out a pained screeching noise and then just kind of bats the Bunyip away.
Let them fight.
There isn't too much of a problem there. Where the heck did I leave the Kraken stat block? Naturally, I used it. All right. However, it then turns its attention back on you guys with just a look of outright annoyance and fury.
Don't look at us.
Anything else you'd like from your turn?
No. I'll go into a blade song as a bonus.
All righty. Easy enough. Chucky.
So in the round before, he actually shifted into this, like, where, or kind of animalistic looking thing as this thing was starting like, oh, it's time. He took a big swig of his last alcohol and then just started to morph a little bit as things were happening. It's like, oh, we're going for Bunyan still, right?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. And there just for perception again, there's a big dome of water that this Kraken and the Bunyan is now in, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so I will move into that area, grabbing it and saying a command word, and that air bubble comes around me again as an action, and I move towards it, or just on the edge of where the barrier is, and as a bonus stance, take a defensive stance. There it is. Patience defense. That's it. I'll use a key point and use it. Patience defense is my bonus action.
All right. Laura with Kiz.
Yes. Okay. So I got the general consensus we're going for the
Bunyip.
whatchamacallit, yes. Okay, so I'm going to bonus action cast Spiritual Weapon, and this serrated sword made out of the jawbone of a dinosaur appears, and I attack with my spiritual weapon. And where'd it go? And it's a 19.
19. Yes, that will hit.
Cool. And I'm going to use Divine Strike, or what's it called? Yeah. For an extra Divine Strike for extra D8 Radiant. Uh, 11. That's 14 damage.
14. Perfect. All right, and that's it.
Yes.
All right, Ellaby.
Ellaby sees the evil platypus and then is already in a rage, attacks recklessly on the evil wildlife that's behind him. So let's just roll that. Blah, 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 blah. That's more sound effects that we always like to hear. That's an obscene amount, so yes. And second attack. That's probably not quite as good, but duckbill platypus is notoriously easy to hit.
Yep.
16. And my final action is another kick in the pants. Take that. Or should I do the one motley? Look, it's just sewn together. It's not a real animal.
Oh, it's so cute though.
Gasp.
All right. You're done.
That's it.
All right, Rhea.
Okay. I'm going to cast Blight on it.
All right.
Ooh, nice.
So I needed to make a Constitution saving throw, beating my spell DC of 17.
All right, and it just got an 11.
Cool. So it's going to take 8d8. And that's a lot. Okay. So 10, 15, 20, 26, 34 points of damage.
All right.
I was trying to see if it does anything. Yeah. So 34 points of necrotic damage, I want to say.
That sounds right.
Necrotic, yes.
All right. So your magic sweeps across the bunyip, and you can see that its matted fur begins to actively rot away under the sweep of the necrotic power of the blight. is that it for your turn?
Yeah, that's all.
All right, and Martinus?
Okay, I'm going to announce, just clearly, I know that we can't kill this Kraken, right? Am I smart enough to know that?
What's your intelligence?
Yes.
+2.
Yes, you're fine.
Cool. I am going to finish this with a poem. There once was a fellow who fell in love with a beautiful woman, a lichen. Despite the curse, he pledged himself and lost his heart enlightened. I apologize, friends, but I will not die loving a lichen. And think of me as a coward, if you will, for the last few minutes of your life. Fare thee well. Mara, are you coming with me?
Absolutely. Let's get the hell out of here.
I cast Dimension Door and send us 500 feet upwards.
All right. Those
I
two.
knew I never
and
liked
I give you I give someone I'll give Ellaby Bardic Inspiration before I go, so you get a +10. There you go.
All right. So leaving behind Rhea, Chucky, Kiz, and Ellaby. So
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
You never trust the bard and the wizard in the group. Remember that, y'all.
as the Bunyip wheels around and begins to kick its feet in order to presumably enter into an attack on one of the party members, the Kraken abruptly reaches up with one of its tentacles, wraps around the Bunyip, and just crushes it entirely. There is a cloud of blood which spills into the water and then just kind of sweeps it away in favor of moving forward and stopping in front of the group. You guys can feel a shuddering through the water and even through the stone around you, and you come to the impression that it seems that the Kraken is just outright laughing at what is going on here. A deep voice begins to sound in your mind. It has been some time since I've been so entertained by the futile measures of a group of adventurers seeking my treasure trove. Tell me, what are the four of you here for?
We want to close that water gap thing, right?
You think so?
Yeah, we just want to get on. Our ship is stuck, and we just want to get the water gap done so we can leave.
We just
Pretty
want to use
simple.
just wouldn't use your telephone and ring the AA and just to get us out there. We were kind of a bit stuck.
Yeah.
So the Kraken
What they
blinks. The Kraken blinks slowly, and you get the impression that a note of humor and also of greed enters its telepathic voice. It is well within my territory to close this maelstrom, but what is in it for me? You are not the first ships to have come through here, and as a result, I do tend to find that my hoard here is rather lacking.
I've got the spork.
It's a really good spork too.
Do you want to roll persuasion on the spork?
No, I give it to someone who's actually quite charming.
I think both of them left.
No, I will not roll.
Wait, I'm quite good at charisma. I lied. That's it. No, I lied again. Am I rolling? Seriously, I've got a +1. Anyone?
Go for it.
I got it.
Sodja,
I got
do you like?
Enhance ability.
Go for it.
Chris, you have disadvantage from the chat.
Okay. That's my first roll then, chat.
You have Bardic
The
Inspiration.
Second one.
Oh,
Yes.
you do too, yeah.
Yeah, you do have Bardic Inspiration.
So my first roll was a 14. My next roll was a 9. So chat, I laugh in your general direction. My Bardic Inspiration is a 9. So I'd say that's fairly good.
So what was final outcome?
I think it was 21.
Yeah.
21. All right. So the Kraken slowly stretches out its tentacle and very carefully attempts to pick up the spork. I feel the sensation of illusionary magic had been around this. It seems interesting to my view, but not maybe enough to allow you through directly.
Is
If you would like your ship through, then you may barter on behalf of the lives of the other crew. Otherwise, I am happy to let you leave and tell all who come here that I will demand a tax, so to speak, on any ship who comes here.
Is that like GST?
He stops for a moment, and then you get the impression that he's kind of searching through your surface thoughts to determine what you mean. Yes, a GST. I like the sound of that.
Oh, wait. I've got this one potion. It's purple. I don't need it.
Oh, I have a potion too. Here you go.
You can have this.
People love you. Would you like to drink it?
So the Kraken just carefully picks up all of your various items. He chooses not to drink any of them. Three of you now have free passage, and then he turns his attention to Kiz.
And at that time, El hands is the potion bottle of strength, giant strength, shark giant strength.
And you are paying on behalf of this one?
Yep. She's helpful.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I had something that I had come up with, but I'd rather keep it if I can.
Yeah.
Then all four of you may pass. So, are we in agreement? The four of you may leave my temple unaccosted, and every ship that comes by must make a contribution to my coffers if they expect to live.
We'll pass the message.
Oh, yes.
Of course.
That sounds
Absolutely.
reasonable. Mm-hmm.
But those other two, I don't know who they were. You might want
No clue.
No idea.
Have never seen them before in my life.
Good. We're cool. We're no one.
Then be gone. And there is a sudden snap of magic, and all of you likewise find yourself at the entrance to the temple outside of the ward caps. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, nice work. We are only 9 minutes overdue. The sheep really slowed us down, which I feel is completely in flavor with an Australian stream because we have sheep everywhere. Thank you all so much for being. I hope you guys had fun.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you. Thanks for DMing.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
For everyone in Australia, especially in Sydney, I'm DM Sam. I was here representing Awaken Fables. If you guys are in Sydney, then please make sure to check out our Facebook, Twitter, and everything else. Aside from that, I think our details are all there. I also have my own stuff, but in the meantime, I will give this over to our very, very technically minded IT support in the back here. Who has been?
We should say thank you to Ardent Roleplay for hosting, and also thank you to Meeples and Dragons for being the puppet masters behind the scenes, like putting this all together.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Massive thanks
Also,
for letting
all of
us
the
be part of
proceeds here go
Jasper's.
to Beyond Blue, which is an awesome thing. Like, talk to your mates, look after your mental health, take care of each other.
Perfect. All right. That sounds like that's pretty much it. So yeah, guys, please support, and I hope we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys. Much love.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.